good morning. Hi, everybody. Brock and Salk Show. Seattle Sports here on 710, seattlesports.com. The old Seattle Sports app, and then the podcast platforms like Apple and Spotify. And let's not forget YouTube. More and more people on YouTube, which is great. And I always like to say 97.3 HD2, which is, if you're local here in Seattle, the best way to listen while you're driving around in your car. Crystal clear, high-definition radio. You can get rid of all the sort of annoying buzz of AM radio by finding us on 97.3 HD2, which is a little different on every radio, but usually is not that hard to find. If you need help, I don't know, text us. I'll see if I can help you. Tell me what kind of car you got. We'll see if we can figure that out. Let's see. Weird schedule today. We're not going to do Need to Know this morning. Well, it's 6 anyway, in this hour, because Colin Cowherd is going to join us. And since he's moved to Chicago, it's sort of the best time for him. So Colin Cowherd will join us coming up here in about 15 minutes. I think Brock's going to pop in for that as well. So just kind of let you know, it's kind of a funky morning. And then obviously Mike Macdonald, we'll play that for you at 6:30. I enjoyed the Mike Macdonald conversation yesterday. A little more deep, a little more technical, I think, in terms of his defense and why they're so successful. But I think it's really worth listening to today, again, because we're going to start to really talk about the Rams game. This is, as of right now, game of the year. Not everybody sees it that way, but I think from my perspective and from some folks, game of the year. You're looking at arguably the two best teams in football. I've not really had much of a chance to watch the Rams. I said that yesterday, but I'm sure not going to disrespect them. I'm looking at the numbers. They're a really good team. I mean, they are scoring points. They are not giving up a lot of points. They are really successful. They look a lot. I mean, they're doing a lot of the same things the Seahawks are doing. So, I mean, a lot to respect there. And it should be an awesome game in L.A., two really good teams on Sunday afternoon. So start by listening to the Mike Macdonald Show at 6:30, because it will play into quite a bit of what we do later in a specific preview of the game at 7:30 that I just think it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be a really, really great football game. I don't know who's going to win. I'm not Nostradamus here, but I do think it's going to be a really, really fun game to watch and a really good game. I know a lot of people were critical of not enjoying last night's game. 6-0 Salk after that stinker of a Monday Night Football game last night got me wondering, is the NFC just like the AL, just anyone, without anybody standing out who's good this season, wide open? Yeah, I think there's an element of that. For sure. Yeah, I think the NFC is wide open. I didn't really think it was a stinker. It was a great defensive game. There were a couple of weird offensive plays. The offenses didn't play great, but it was a good defensive game, and it came down to the end, and they went back and forth, and then both coaches decided they didn't want to win for whatever reason. The hell is going on with NFL coaches? What are they doing? First, you got Green Bay. Matt LaFleur decided, it's a key, crucial fourth down on the final drive. If we don't get this, we're probably going to lose the game. Let's not call timeout, hurry up to the line, not really get our playoff in time, and then totally screw it up. Yeah, smart. Yeah, you sure wouldn't want to use one of your two timeouts there, Matt. Brilliant decision-making. And then you go down the other way, and Sirianni tries to lose the game as well. Going for it on 4th and long? What the hell was that? Just punt it. Just take the delay of game penalty and try to punt it and put it deep and pin them. Totally bizarre. Just bizarre. And again, really makes me appreciate watching Mike Macdonald. Is he perfect? No, nobody is. But his ability to reason through his decision-making and time management, clock management stuff, I think is awesome. I think he does it quickly. I think he does it with great evidence and reason and a little bit of gut. Kind of the perfect formula there. God, I think it's been one of his most impressive things. Their operation is incredibly clean on both offense and defense. It's very rare for you to sit here and go, what the heck are they doing? You may not agree with every play call. Not everything may work, but there's a pretty good rationale behind it all, and it's very clean. So much respect, even when you watch. I mean, those are supposed to be good teams. Obviously, it's the reigning Super Bowl champs. And I don't know, the Seahawks are just a whole lot cleaner than they are.
I mean, that was my biggest takeaway, is that I think the Rams and the Seahawks are the best teams in the NFC. I don't think the Eagles are better.
Yeah, I didn't get that sense watching them last night. They're talented, and there's still something there. It's not like they're a pushover. But I'm with you more.
No.
I mean, without having watched LA, I would tend to agree. That's what it looks like to me right now. Certainly the Seahawks, you would have to have them there. And the numbers certainly show the Rams are there. So, yeah, I would agree with you 100%. I got just a couple of minutes here. Not many, just like 2 minutes. But I thought I would bring this up. Lyle. You know who I think might be a really good fit for the Mariners? And I know you are going to say you don't think he's available. I'm not entirely sure you're right. And that's Fernando Tatis Jr. I know he's in the Bob Nightingale article yesterday with list of trade candidates, and it's not perfect. I mean, you trade for him, you got him until he's 35. It's a really, really, really long contract. But he's only 26 years old. This is going to be his age 27 season. I think he could be available. I think the Padres have spent so much money that they don't really have and don't have a revenue stream to make back up that they're going to have to give up on some of these guys. And as you look through, the various guys on their roster that they've paid money to, I don't know who else they're going to get a tremendous amount back for. I would look at it and say, if you have an opportunity to go acquire a 27-year-old Tatis, he's not the 40 home run hitter that he was the year he was taking PEDs, but he's a pretty solid 25 home runs a year guy. He's going to do it with a 35% on base percentage, an OPS over 800. He doesn't strike out a ton, less than once a game. He has, a batting average that is not going to make anybody concerned, career batting average of 277, and he's been fairly consistent with that every year. Man, he is a very good fit. Now, again, depending on what happens elsewhere. It depends what happens with Naylor and all the other things that would trigger. But if you're looking to would I rather spend that money on him or try to bring back Jorge Polanco? Guys, at 27 years old and the kind of athlete who fits what the Mariners want to do. Again, also incredibly versatile. He's played right field, but he came up as a shortstop. If you needed him to play infield, you could. I would be very interested in a conversation just to see what it looks like about Tatis. I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say, Lyle. Just sign Kyle Tucker and be done with it, right?
One, yes. Two, it's a fun idea, but he's not going to get traded.
I think there's a chance he does.
He's their Julio. They'd trade everybody else before they trade him.
I don't know if that's true. I honestly don't know if that's true.
Julio. He's the face of that franchise.
I think that they are in a spot where they're going to have to. I mean, they would have to eat so much money on the other contracts. Who else are they going to trade? Machado? Bogarts? They're going to have to eat so much money on those two contracts? I don't know. I'm not sitting here saying that the Mariners are going to acquire Tatis or he's going to be traded. You're right. The odds are always against anybody being traded. But I'm going to at least keep my eye open on it, and I'm at least going to bring it up. We could talk about it again at 9 o'clock this morning with Brock, because I do think he's a good fit. I do think there's a chance you could look, it's A.J. Preller. You can always try to make a deal, and the Mariners have the farm system to do it if they want to try to pull it off. So we'll see. We'll come back. Colin Cowherd is set to join us. Maybe he can answer one of these big questions I've got today. It's next on Brock and Salk.
Ball bounces. Are you kidding me? Another touchdown! Seahawks!
Another dominant performance. Winners of 4 in a row.
The rest of the league is taking notice of these Seahawks.
Touchdown! Seahawks! And guess who? Jackson, Smith, and Jigba.
What we're building here, we all feel like we have something special.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
That's a testament to the detail that we put into our work.
Seattle Sports.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Thinking about new windows or doors, but unsure about writing a big check up front? For the first time ever, Lake Washington Windows is offering incredible 5-year zero-interest financing, plus 15% off for a limited time. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com today.
Silver Reef Casino Hotel wants to say thank you to veterans and military members along with their wonderful families. Silver Reef has some awesome Veterans Day specials. Hop in there for lunch if you can swing it, or go to dinner at one of their fantastic restaurants. My personal favorites are the Steakhouse, the Cantina, and Porter's Bay Sports Bar. Make a night of it. Book a treatment at the spa or hit the range at Lumistrose Golf or get a quick 9 in. Book your stay at Silver Reef Casino Hotel. Take I-5 to exit 260. Find them at silverreefcasino.com.
2 years ago, my office launched a major media campaign to identify a key witness to our client's bicycle accident, which we later settled for $10 million. Because when we accept a case, we don't rest until we do everything possible to improve our client's chance of recovery. We're one of only a few firms in the state with an in-house investigation team building our clients' cases. So when you hire Davis Law Group, you don't just get a dedicated and award-winning legal team. You get our commitment to better service and even better results. Request a free consultation today at 206-888-8888.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service will help your company with logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linen, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do. Visit suplinen.com.
On the golf tee, it's Skechers World Champions Cup. Watch it live December 4th and 5th on ESPN and ESPN Plus, 12 to 4 p.m. It's PGA Champions Tour golfers from all over the world. Team USA versus Team Europe versus Team International. Watch it live December 4th and 5th on ESPN and ESPN Plus, 12 to 4 p.m. The competition will be tense, but feet will be comfy. Tune in to Skechers World Champions Cup. Final round of golf on Sunday, December 7th on ABC, 1 to 5 p.m.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Get rid of stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin with ProSculpt, the simple one-day permanent fat reduction and skin tightening treatment. Book your free consultation at prosculpt.com.
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
I had pain, I had numbness in my feet. That pain and that numbness just got worse and worse and worse as time went on.
This is Greg describing life with neuropathy.
I went to 5 podiatrists, tried different treatments, tried different orthotics, tried different shoes, had cortisone shots in the tops and the bottoms of my feet. Saw a neurologist. All my medical doctors said, can't help you. Live with the pain. You're not going to be able to sleep. This is your life. And then I just gave up until I found Sound Pain Solutions.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, drug, and pain-free procedures that help neuropathy sufferers like Greg find relief.
I feel better. I mean, just feeling better is huge.
If you experience numbness, shooting or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
John here with Happy Hauler. We want to help get your unwanted items to those in need. Furniture and household items you plan on throwing away? We'll take them and prioritize donating and recycling, keeping items out of the landfill, and giving useful items a second happy home. Happy Hauler is Seattle's eco-friendly junk removal. We work with over 20 nonprofits all over Western Washington to donate used items. Make yourself, your community, and the planet happy. Reclaim your space. HappyHauler.com, hauling with a heart.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Going to talk to Colin Cowherd here in just a moment or so. Brock is with us, though, which is exciting. Good morning, Brock.
Good morning, Michael. Good morning.
How we doing, buddy?
Happy Veterans Day. I'm doing good. Got my Pistol Pete shirt on. Little Veterans Day, little shout out. The Oklahoma State girls off to a good start. I don't know if you've noticed.
Well, with Macy,
I
haven't paid as much attention.
I know.
Hasn't been quite the same level of intrigue for me.
Yes. I also want to let you know that DJ is on his way to Augusta.
Yeah.
He's ready to go.
Yeah, and I blew that last night. I totally forgot. I was talking about some stuff that has really got me hot on. You told me something yesterday, gave me some news, and I'm still pissed about it, to be honest with you. Like,
not at me. I mean,
not at you, just at what I heard. We can ask Colin about it. Colin Cowherd joining us right now, of course. Good morning, Colin. How are you?
I am good. Just off a train in Chicago and ready to roll today. What's going on?
How is Chicago? Are you loving that?
Oh, it's it's one of the great North American cities. It's got a dynamic downtown sports scene. I live in the burbs. Come into the city at least once a week, twice a week. My show's in the city, so I love it. My wife and I, she's from Detroit, Chicago. She got tired of L.A., and L.A. is a long way from everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And we just found that we wanted to be centralized, and we spent some summer on the East Coast, and we said, let's just go for it.
So
I'm a good mover. I moved a lot.
So then help me. You're the perfect person to answer this between where you work at Fox, where you live in Chicago, and the amount of time you spend thinking about ratings, not just your own ratings, but like what rates well, what's interesting to people, what you usually have your fingers on the pulse of that. So how in the world do the Bears and Vikings get the #1 Fox crew this upcoming weekend, while the Rams and Seahawks get #2?
Well, Greg Olson's pretty good.
That's true. That's a good point. I mean, you can make an argument about which is actually the better crew. But like, how do executives? You generally know how executives think. Why would they take Chicago, Minnesota over LA and Seattle?
LA is an interesting market, so it's a huge market, but it's not a great football market. Chicago's a wildly, the Bears are the topic even in the summer. It's Cubs, Bears. So, and Minnesota's obviously always been like Seattle, always been a good market. So, LA is a weird thing. The Dodgers and the Lakers. I mean, I would make an argument. The world's biggest global team now is not like Manchester United. It's the Dodgers because of Ohtani and Yoshi and their influence in the Pacific Rim. Dodgers have become a global team. Lakers have always been, the most notable NBA franchise. Rams were out of L.A. forever. I mean, when the Rams were in California, they were Orange County's team. They weren't, L.A. was the Raiders' town. The Chargers are up from San Diego. They're, L.A. is a funky NFL town, so it doesn't produce the number you think. Even though, if you put Stafford and McVay in Green Bay, it would be the #1 draw in the league. So I just think L.A. is a funky NFL market.
If Seattle were a stock, Colin, a Super Bowl stock, would you buy?
Yeah, Darnold hasn't proven in those late January games. Last year he kind of folded a little bit. Wasn't all his fault. I think the story of Seattle, and I'm not sure if this answers your question, but, Pete and John Schneider were in a bad place a few years ago, a really bad place. And Schneider almost left, I think, 5 years ago to run Detroit, came back. John's always been, along with Brett Veach, Howie Roseman, Jason Light down in Tampa. John's one of the great talent evaluators in the NFL and has been for a long time. But when Paul Allen died, there was a power void upstairs, and Pete was popular, and he won a Super Bowl. And the truth is, now it's John's team. It's John's vision. It's John's personnel choices. Well, I've said the last 2 years, and I always worry about saying this on the air because everybody knows I'm from the Northwest, I think the Seahawks have had the best draft the last 2 years. And when I say that, everybody's like, oh, you're a homer. And I'm like, no, I grew up more Husky fan than Seahawk fan, more Mariner fan than Seahawk fan. Love Jim Zorn, but I was a baseball kid and a college football guy. I think Schneider's brilliant. I tell my audience all the time, turn the sound down and just lean into watching them play. It's the fastest team in the league. I like everything about it. And I think it's now John's blueprint, his coach, his quarterback. And I don't know if they're a Super Bowl team. I think the Rams are really good. And I think Philadelphia's just got a great roster. But they're better than San Francisco. I think I'm going to take them this week against the Rams. I think they're in a 5 or 6 group team that for the next 5 years is an absolute buy. And I think Sam Darnold is better than maybe any quarterback in this college class except Mendoza. I think if Mendoza was available in the first round, John Schneider may grab that and sit him for a year. But I think Sam's a really West Coast kid, good kid, coachable, tough. It's a great – Seahawks fans are lucky. They've got it going now.
So what are you learning? You talked about Darnold there. He's one of a couple of these kind of reclamation project quarterbacks around the league with Baker and Daniel Jones and some others. What are you learning about the NFL from the reclamation quarterbacks?
A lot of good offensive coaches that it didn't used to be. There used to be about 4 of them in the league, and they were all head coaches. Now you hire a CEO, and there's dozens of, Sean McVay-ish kind of guys. There's one in, the guy in Carolina now, and the guy in Jacksonville. There's a lot of sharp guys. And so that gives guys like Baker and it gives guys like Sam, there's just more great coaches out there. And I think that's a big part of it. Secondly, the quarterbacks have 10,000 snaps by the time they're sophomores in college. The personal coaching, the 7-on-7 stuff. So you're getting, just this year, it's like Mendoza and Dante Moore and Cade Klubnik. And I like the kid at South Carolina. I think he's an interesting prospect. I wouldn't play him immediately, but just feels like there's more good quarterbacks and more good coaches. And, Sam came into the league at 21, meaning, and Brock would know this, the younger you are and the more raw you are, you really need the right leadership. Well, the Jets are the opposite of that. If he'd have landed, let's say, like in Seattle, like he was coming out now and you gave him in Seattle and he could sit behind Stafford for 2 years, Sam Darnold would be a Pro Bowler very early in his career. He went to the dysfunctional Jets. And it's just like life. As our kids are younger, 15, 16, 17, 18, it's why having a good, strong mom and dad matter. The younger you are, the more guidance you need, the more support you need. I'm old now. I can get a bad boss and burrow through it. Right? It's just like, Brady went to Tampa. He didn't get along with Arians. He still won a Super Bowl. But in Tom's early years, the Charlie Weisses and, then Josh McDaniel, it really matters. It's why parents are so important, especially for young boys who have all that testosterone. They make bad decisions. Sam's 21. He goes to a dysfunctional place. He's trying to figure out he had a bad college coach. He's trying to figure out the sport. It just didn't work. But the smart guys, Kevin O'Connell, Shanahan, they always liked him.
So where will the Seahawks be on Colin Cowherd's power rankings this week?
1 or 2. I'm going to go in about 5 minutes, and I have all my homework in front of me. There'll be 1 or 2 with the Rams. So I that's what they feel like to me. It's fun. I think they're not only good. I think they're a fun watch. It's JSN and Sam Darnold, and they're fast, and they go get Rashid Shaheed, and they just got a lot of speed, and they're aggressive defensively, and they got it's so great in the NFL when you can have your quarterback and your head coach, and they're both pretty young. They're both in their prime. It's such a great place to be in the NFL, and there's about 7 of those in the whole league. Andy Reid's great, but he's probably got 2 more years to coach. He's getting older. You know what I mean? It's the only chance to win a Super Bowl is when you have a coach in his prime and a quarterback in his prime, and hopefully you have a really good deal-making GM. Like Howie Roseman goes out and gets Phillips. You watched him last night against the Packers. It's like, oh, yeah, that's going to work. He's absolutely going to make them better again. I mean, immediately you got to have a deal maker, and I think Schneider is that. I think he's. I mean, I thought that deal to get the receiver was so smart. Reunited with his OC, I thought that was such a smart move, and Seattle's got it dialed in. I would be shocked. And again, they're in a great spot because Darnold. You guys know he's less of a cap hit than Taysom Hill. I mean, they got a 3rd-round pick for Geno. He's less of a cap hit than Taysom Hill. And you can stay with Darnold, or you can do what John wanted to do years ago with Russell Wilson. He wanted to draft Josh Allen and just sit him for a year. And I think I could see Seattle, but I think Mendoza's going to go number 1. But I could see him taking a quarterback in the first couple rounds here and just saying, listen, you're going to sit behind Sam Darnold for 2 years. Because that, Brock, as you know, and Mike, that's ideally what you want to do. Even Mahomes sat for a year. Lamar, I mean, Josh Allen was a mess his first year. You'd like to sit, Carson Palmer sat. You'd like to sit all these guys and just have a really good mentor in front of you, like an Alex Smith. That would be ideal. But most teams up the top, they need to win now. And they need to, you've got this insatiable fan base and talk radio and win now and play the kid. And it's rough. I mean, you don't want to play Jackson Dart this early, but the Giants, it's New York. They just fired a coach in the middle of a season. The Jets did it last year. The Giants do it this year. Just dysfunctional.
How are you 61 years old? It just doesn't even make sense. I just have to look it up because you said you were old. How are you 61? You still sound like the same guy I was listening to driving to work in L.A. in the early 2000s, 20-something years ago. You sound exactly the same. How are you 61?
I don't know. I'll be honest with you.
We stumped Colin. We found something Colin doesn't know. It's amazing. We win. We win.
Yeah, a lot of kids. A lot of smart. My staffs are young and fun and keep me young, and my wife holds me accountable. So I just texted my best friend in high school, lives up in Chehalis. I still think about the Northwest all the time. My buddy Jack Jones. He was my star runner. He was the best player on our team. I was a terrible high school quarterback, and but I don't know. I think I'm a very simple creature, surround myself with a bunch of young people, and I love what I do. I'm so lucky. I think we all feel that. I mean, I'm just so lucky to do what we do. There's so many jobs out there that are so hard, or they're political, or you're lifting stuff, and I just talk. I mean, come on, give me a break. I talk. That's all I do.
It's pretty great. Colin, thank you. Thank you for talking with us for a few minutes. We appreciate it. Always good to hear your voice, and we'll do it again.
Hello, Pacific Northwest. Love you guys anytime, and have a great day.
All right, there you go. There's the great Colin Cowherd. He is, he's the best, as we've said every time, Brock. Every single kid that ever came to interview here, when you ask them who they want to be like, Colin Cowherd, always the answer.
Except Lyle.
Except for Lyle. Lyle doesn't know who he is. He's too young.
Francesca.
Yeah.
Francesca.
He has no idea who Colin Cowherd is. He's like, what? Who? That guy's 61 years old. Forget about it. All right. Coming up, Mike Macdonald's the coach of the Seahawks, and you got to listen to this interview to get ready for the Rams. It's next on Brock and Salk.
And here is lefty Lenny Wilkins.
Remembering the legendary Lenny Wilkens.
Lenny Wilkens first suited up for the Sonics in 1968.
Head coach of Seattle's first champion.
And the Supersonics win their first ever NBA championship.
Icon in the community.
We're a better community when we take time to recognize one another.
Thanks, Coach, from a grateful city and Seattle sports.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here. I want to talk to you guys about Snoqualmie Casino. It is my spot, man. I love that place, but it just got so much better now that they've added and hotel to the whole deal. It's Snoqualmie Casino and hotel. That means beautiful rooms if you're looking for a quick getaway. It means a tremendous new spa. It means the pool area that's like an indoor-outdoor concept. And yeah, it means a great new sports bar, tons of TVs, great place to watch the game and do everything that comes with watching the game at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. You can find more at snocasino.com. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
At Bank of America, we're proud that more than 20,000 veterans and people with military backgrounds have joined our ranks since 2015. Now we're committed to adding 10,000 more over the next 5 years. By helping veterans achieve their career goals, we're moving from appreciation to action, and together helping expand economic opportunity across America. Visit bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The post-career day press conference, brought to you by Progressive.
Anthony, can you tell us what happened during career day?
I'm a biomedical researcher. The kids just weren't impressed.
How did you feel when your son called in the backup?
Embarrassed, and I knew it would be a fireman. It's always a fireman. It's cliche, but a crowd favorite. He had an axe and everything. I can't compete with that.
And will the fireman be helping your son with his science fair project?
Hope not. I'm literally a scientist.
Like it or not, sometimes you need a backup. That's why there's Progressive to protect your home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. Touchdown! Seahawks! Ken Walker III! Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
Hi, this is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. Big Trees has certified arborists and site experts who help you select the right trees for the right location on your property. When Big Trees installs a tree, we offer a 1-year warranty and 1 free aftercare visit from a board-certified master arborist. To learn more about our process, visit BigTreeSupply.com.
It's freezing outside and your home's heating just quit. Repairs, replacement, pricey. Hey, it's John Curley. With unmatched savings and financing from Home Comfort Alliance, now is the time. Federal tax credits expire soon. Save up to $2,000. Utility rebates up to $2,500. Home Comfort Alliance warehouse clearance sale, another 25 to 75% off. Plus 18 months, 0% financing makes paying easy. Act now for the best savings. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com today.
The LJ way is. You look at stuff like this and it's like, I don't want to come into an industry and work on a place that is going to compromise how I feel about myself. I get to go to work every day with good people and I get to enjoy what I do because I'm out there just trying to do right by people I care about, which is our community. We're going to see them at the grocery store. I'm going to see them at the sports tournaments. 2 friends of our daughters came in last night just on the lot, didn't know I was there, and it was cool because you got to take them through and they're going to buy a car for their first driver and a car for their kid going to school soon. These are the people that you're going to work with, and so you better make sure that your laundry's clean. I don't think Lee Johnson specifically, right, Speedway Chevrolet, where I'm at, I don't think they've ever had a problem with the community of being able to stand up and look them in the eye and know that they did their job well. The LJ way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Brock and Salk's Rewind is presented by Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton.
This is the Mike Macdonald Show, presented by your local 76 and Conoco stations, exclusively on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Morning, Coach.
Morning.
Are we feeling all right?
All right.
Get out of the way, Mike. Good. Just get out of the way, Mike. Just get out of the way. I thought we were going to add that to the open. No?
Yeah. Did you get out of the way?
I thought that was going to be part of it.
Did you get out of the way enough yesterday?
No.
You weren't out of the way enough?
No. I just finished watching the tape, so it's good.
Oh, boy.
Really troubled by that first half. Didn't go the way you wanted it to?
No, I was thinking about the second half.
Okay, good. I was going to say, I really hope that you weren't too troubled by the first half. That's got to feel pretty good when it's going that way, no?
Yeah, it's great, but you start thinking like you're sweet, you start feeling good about yourself, like you're going to give up leads.
All right,
It's so good.
It is good.
That's the way it is.
Good. I agree. I understand. And you're a coach, and you got to think that way. But can we focus on the fun part?
Do you want me to just celebrate on the sideline in the second quarter?
That's what I want. Yes, I want a full-fledged, take your shirt off, twist it around your head like
put a cake on your head and celebrate.
No, like we celebrate plays. You celebrate each other when you make plays, of course. Like you're going to get excited, but you're not going to crown yourself in the second quarter.
Understand. And I wouldn't expect you to do that. But coming at it today and looking at it, could you take us inside what it's like to be on the sidelines as that's happening, as that momentum play after play, and the next thing you know, you've scored 2 defensive touchdowns. Yeah. What is that feeling like on the sidelines?
Well, it's a play-by-play mentality, so I'm thinking of our first series on defense. We give up the keeper to 85 on the sideline. I'm feeling a certain type of way. You got to regroup. You got to go to the next play, and you got to just keep hammering away, and keep executing at a high level, and doing the things that we're trained to do, and then the ball starts bouncing your way. And then, so now you start to take leads. And so now, the mentality is, okay, well, what's important now? We got to go. We're going, like, it's hard to go after a score and go back out and play defense. That's because your, emotions are high. The other team, they're trying to recalibrate and go to the next thing, So I don't know what the stats are on that, but I do feel like it's a little bit, that is a challenge. So now you got to regroup, you got to get some air and stay focused on those things. So you do feel like there's momentum, but you're also trying to the way you capitalize in those moments is not by saying we need to capitalize. It's by saying by refocusing and getting back to playing the plays and executing the way we're supposed to execute.
Staying in the moment is kind of what I hear you saying. As much as
I should have said that. Should have said yeah. Like it goes. That's what stacking wins is, right? It's a moment by moment, play by play mentality that you're trying to win those things, and then you can start stacking them.
Remind me again, were you a fullback linebacker back in the day? Fullback linebacker back in the day?
Yeah, I tried to be. Yeah.
Did you ever have a hit where you were just so clean? Because I've heard defenders say,
no.
You never did?
Never? No. I cannot generate any power in my body. There's no snap.
There was no hip
snap.
roll, no snap.
The joke was I was deceivingly slow, so I would be running the ball, and they would defenders would overrun me. They thought I was going faster.
I want to play this cut for you. We've played it a couple times today. It may be my favorite sound of Rabel and Wyman together, because Wyman had some snap. He had some stopping power, explosion, and he'd hit you. And Dave Wyman's reaction to the second sack fumble here, Coach. I don't know if you've heard this clip yet, but I think you'll get a little kick out of the call, out of the booth, out of the reaction, and I got to follow up.
Brissett gets hit again. Ball bounces. Are you kidding me? It goes to D-Long again. Another touchdown. Seahawks. Holy catfish. Lightning strikes twice for the Seahawks defense.
I get an oh my God. I get a holy catfish. I get a no way. We get kind of a triple whammy right there with blitz and sack and fumble and touchdown number 2. Can you kind of just take us into next level with that play, that call, the origination of it?
When you were saying a clean hit, I thought you were going to talk about Drake's short yardage stop.
That was
which
awesome.
Was just a tremendous. Really, it's a whole team play But we talk about being decisive in the moment, pulling the pin. That was that was a phenomenal play, man. Wow, what a great
so
play.
good. You know what stood out on that one? I'll let you get to the blitz too. Is I actually went back and rewound it, and they pull and double pull. And Drake's eyes before the snap are so good. He is looking at the formation. He's looking at the information. He is studying. He knew obviously what was coming to allow him to pull that pin, and then just exploded. It was really, really cool. Matt, take me into that blitz if you wouldn't mind. Was it the same? I think Tyrese said afterwards it was basically the same call on those two occasions.
Well, that's disappointing that he said it's the same call. It's not even close.
Okay, all right.
Oh, no.
Well, maybe he
Sorry,
didn't say
Tyrese.
that.
That's not what he said.
Maybe I
probably
read
one of the
into that.
idiot reporters who said that. It couldn't have possibly been
Okay,
him.
if he said that, we got to talk about. We got some.
No.
We got some bigger problems than we have. Look, it's a Russian coverage is 11-man defense because it's a mechanism of getting the quarterback to hold the ball, and you got to execute the pressure correctly. And that particular pressure, like, it's not going to hit like that, So you have to get to the the quarterback really has to get to a second hitch. And I'll start with our pressure coverage, which we talked about last week, how it's been improving, and he had nowhere to go initially. And so he's going to have to work through his progressions and step up, and then that's when the pressure came alive. So, but they executed it well. They executed the way we wanted, and it's when you're getting a free run at the quarterback, how you're trained to hit him. Like you start raising your hand, you're playing with fire. If you match the hand, which is what Ty did, that's good. But if you miss, you're hitting him in the head, and that's a penalty. So, there's some edges there that make talking about inches that make a difference. Sound like Al Pacino. The inches we need are everywhere around us. Like it's I actually know the majority of that speech, by the way, which is embarrassing. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the football.
The football movie?
Isn't that it? Isn't that his big speech at the end of that movie?
What's the movie?
Any given Sunday.
Oh, come on, Brock.
I'm sorry.
Hey, you think I'm
Salk
thinking
can't
about
know
that?
everything. He knows every lyric to the.
It's Jamie
Edmund
Foxx. I've
Fitzgerald.
seen the movie. It's a good movie.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It's a great movie.
All right. It's good. It's no Wildcats. I mean, if you want to watch a good football movie, watch Wildcats.
I've actually never seen that.
Well, see, there you go. All right.
Hey, let me clarify, by the way.
Coaching high school football.
It's an older generation.
Yeah, too old. Actually, don't watch
clarification,
it.
Please. Clarification time. Tyrese did not say it was the same call. He said it looked the same, but they were different calls. So I just want to clarify.
That's the T-Night we know and love. Then
let's put some respect on his name. Let's get it right. We're about accountability.
How about the athleticism of DeMarcus Lawrence?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, it was awesome. We finally scooped the fumble. We forced 2 fumbles and scooped them, which is progress for us. So it's good. Yeah,
do you teach him? Do you teach in that moment of truth? Do you teach those linebackers or the nickel blitzers or even the front guys? Do you teach them to go for the arm or in that? Like, how do you? What are the teaching points, coaching points there?
I actually hate to say this, but when you have a free run, like on the quarterback's like front profile, we actually teach them not to match the hand. I hate to say that, but because of the penalty.
Mm-hmm.
So we teach them to take a strike zone hit, take your head out of the hit. We say saw them in half. It's a kind of that puts you in the right spot, and then you can't land. I mean, there's all sorts of rules. You can't land on them, and depending on the quarterback, you might try to make you miss. But normally when you're going straight at them, that's the technique we teach. When we're trying to attack the ball, normally it's it's off the perimeter where the head's kind of out of the way. Yeah, that's how we teach it. But
interesting, because of the risk of if you go high like that, then you make helmet to helmet or helmet to chin or any contact with a QB and your risk of penalty.
Right? That's right. It'd be hands. Yeah, that'd be roughing.
Hey, I heard you talk a little bit about Nicky Manwari last night after the game. Just thinking about his growth in a fairly short amount of time, half a season now, and part of which he missed due to injury. How far has he come over the course of the last few months?
Well, I think what you're seeing with Nick is constant growth, and for him to be able to do that, he had to stay locked in while he was injured, and that was a difficult situation for him. He had trained and played all the reps throughout the entire offseason. You play X amount of plays into your first game, and now all of a sudden you're out for a significant period of time. To stay locked in, and given the disappointment, I mean that's not easy for a rookie. So that was great that he did that. He stayed poised, stayed locked in, prepared the same way every week, and then when he came back, the execution was still there. And there's some things that you attack, and I think the game, like I talked about last night, I think the game's slowing down a little bit for him, and he's understanding distributions. And definitely as the game declares, he has a great feel. I think the next step for him is to play with a little bit more anticipation earlier in games, with the different spots that we're putting him in, and he'll do that. It's just his natural evolution.
Well, I was going to ask you about that because we can see his physical abilities. Obviously, he's a a tremendous physical specimen.
Right.
What is the mind like? Because we don't get as much of an opportunity to see that. What is his football mind?
Well, he has
like?
a high standard for himself on how to execute. It means something to him to go out there and perform. Really, I think it's really out of respect for his teammates. So that's awesome. I mean, he's a smart guy. He's bright. He works his tail off too. I mean, Jeff does a great job with him. Because it's kind of a different. It's like 3 different positions: it's safety, nickel, dime. So it does take some extra work, and he's willing to do it. He's willing to put in the work. So it's been great. But yeah, he's a sharp guy. He works hard, and that's really all you can ask for.
We're prisoner of the television copy before obviously the game tape comes out, Mike. It felt like on that television game yesterday that the 12s were absolutely electric. Right, there's times you can hear them through the TV, right? You just feel the overwhelming kind of noise, and it's been now a couple games of stacking that where the home environment has just felt from the television outrageous. What was it like in person?
It was tremendous. I mean, it was shocking. It was shocking how just the sea of blue and green is what we want, And this overwhelming, when we talk about 12 as one, that really is. I mean, it is the 12s. That's part of a big part of what makes it overwhelming, or what we're trying to create is this overwhelming force. Is that's the 12s behind us too. That's huge. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when we're on defense, I don't hear anything. It's just like black noise to me. But I know our guys are into it. Like they're energized, and yeah, that was pretty awesome. That was great. And they stayed. I mean, they did it through the course of the entire game. I mean, until we were basically on a knee in the fourth quarter, the place was rocking, which was awesome.
Hey, what's been the effect of your special teams groups on some of these wins? How have you felt about what your special teams has done?
Well, I think our coverage units right now are doing a great job. I think Jay Mai is doing a great job with the kickoffs. Based on our game plan, and no matter who we put out there, I think Jay's created an environment where we have a lot of guys willing and are bought into how we want to play on special teams and how we game plan and how we operate throughout the week. And they understand that when we nail our process, our game plan process, and we study and we're ready for our opponent, we can play some high level ball on teams. And what we're finding is on kickoff this year, it's it's a big time play. You're talking about 15 yards possibly of average start field position. It's a first down and a half, which is awesome. And if you're starting drives on the 35 plus, that's tough sledding. You really only got one series of downs until they're in scoring area. So they're doing a great job. I think there's room for improvement on our return teams. Last night there wasn't a lot of punt return opportunities. We kind of knew that going into the game. So we'll keep attacking that. But kickoff return unit. Similar to our run game, I feel like we're still attacking that where there's some opportunities for some more explosives.
Do you have a sense as to, or a theory on what percentage of the game special teams is? You always hear coaches say it's all 3 phases of the game. Uh-huh. Is it a third? I mean, is it a third, and a third? Do you have a way of measuring the importance of special teams?
I don't really. I mean, I think you got to look at it through the lens of. It's every play is incredibly important. Like it's every play, mm-hmm. And so no matter what unit is out there, that's the play, and so it's a critical play for our success. And what's the situation? How do we win this situation? How do we win this play? Is how I look at it. Mm-hmm. And then you kind of feel for that as a coach of like, how that's stacking over the course of a game, and then you get a feel for kind of where you stand and what you need to do as the game declares. Is one of the things I'm learning as a head coach.
A lot of pretty awesome numbers. Coach Macdonald here with us, as he is every Monday after games. Just a lot of awesome numbers across the board. But just doing a little digging this morning, one thing that jumped out to me, Mike, 32 sacks. You're now tied for second in the league in total sacks, but it's by 15 different guys. 15 different Seahawks have contributed a half sack or more. Can you just kind of speak to that total team contribution in that number?
It's funny. Like, Dave does a great job of giving me stats, but like I learn more stats from you guys than I do just from, our guys, because we really don't like hunt those. We don't like hunt stats. You're looking for, like, when we're watching the tape, we're watching for like how we're playing. Are we playing how we prepared? Are we ready to play the situations? And then, like, schematically, are we sound and complementary enough where we can give our players an edge and try to win? That's honestly what we look at. So the stats it's a pretty cool stat. I think, look, it's not like I just make this stuff up. It really is like a 11-man rush is how we see it. It's not just, I know we rush 4 a lot, probably more frequently than we anticipated. But
you're second most in the league, by the way. It's 19%, second fewest of rushing 4, if you want another stat. Going into this last weekend, just 19% at the time. You got a pressure with rushing 4. Let me frame that the right way.
That's just like that's the four down guys, or that's simulated, or
just rushing 4. 19%, which is the second, most. It's incredible. Yet your pressure rate is second highest in the league when you do that, and it's extraordinary numbers.
19%. Again, we don't rush 4, or so 80%.
Yeah, 19. Oh gosh, I'll just keep talking now.
That sounds right. 80% rush 4.
That's right. That's right. Okay. 80% of the time you're just rushing 4, and yet you're creating total havoc, and the amount of pressures are second most in the league. I mean, it's just awesome. That's probably pretty dominant football, right? When you don't have to rush more than 4.
Yeah, I think if we had to rush more, then that would probably get skewed kind of the other way. If you kind of gets watered down a little bit to a certain extent. But that's some people play great defense by that's their philosophy, right? They want to speed the clock up for the quarterback. Guys popping all over the place. There's been great stuff like that. This is where we've evolved to, for this particular team. And it's a shout out to our guys of when we do dial it up that they're ready to go, and shows me that we're executing at a high level, which means the guys are prepared and playing decisively, which is great.
All right, that was Mike Macdonald, who joins us after every game and should be especially interesting after next week. Man, what an unbelievable contest, Brock, and just the way this thing lines up for the Seahawks and Rams. I got a ton of stuff on this matchup, some of my frustration, some of my excitement. I got stuff that you don't even know about today, Brock.
Really?
Yeah, I do, as a matter of fact. I'm not going to get till 8, I don't think. But at 8 o'clock today, so about an hour from now, I have 2, I guess they're tweets, but like 2 things that you are going to absolutely love. And I didn't even send them to you ahead of time.
I'm going to love?
Yes. Look what we did. You are going to love this.
Weird. On this Veterans Day, weird that you have something you've not shared with me.
Right.
And I sent something to Lyle Lamora I didn't share with you.
Oh.
Because I just wanted you and we'll do it later in the show.
Yeah.
I just wanted you to react to it.
Okay.
And I wanted your big old brain to react to it. And I just want to talk through it, Salk. That's what we do. We're talkers.
I think I know what you're going to send me, though, and I think I know what I'm going to answer.
Oh, great. Okay, well, I have no idea what you got. I can't wait.
I think you'll like this. If you were a Seahawks fan, coming up next, we'll get to your thing at 8. If you're a Seahawks fan and this doesn't bother you, I'm so annoyed this morning. I've been annoyed since you told this to me yesterday. I can't fathom how this is the case. And it's next on Brock and Salk.
The Mike Macdonald Show, the morning after every Seahawks game at 9:30 with Brock and Salk.
That's got to feel pretty good when it's going that way, no?
I mean, yeah, it's great, but, you start thinking like you're sweet, and you start feeling good about yourself, like you're going to give up leads.
So good.
It is good.
That's the way it is.
I understand. And you're a coach, and you got to think that way.
Do you want me to just celebrate on the sideline in the second quarter?
That's what I want.
Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app.
Hi, I'm Andy, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a product development manager, I make sure every piece of fine jewelry at Shank Company is meticulously designed for quality. From 14-karat gold chains, pearl necklaces, diamond studs, and of course, dream engagement rings. We know you can get your holiday gifts anywhere these days, but knowing your loved one's gift was crafted by master jewelers? It's a difference everyone can see and feel, no matter the price. All of our fine jewelry begins with a vision by our in-house designers. Then, we ensure each piece meets our high-quality standards every step of the way, including the smallest details. It's why our jewelry comes with our all-inclusive, free lifetime warranty that covers everything and doesn't cost a dime. At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend wants your fine jewelry to be nothing short of perfect. Come see for yourself. Visit us in-store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Imagine all that could happen in 5 years. Jobs may change, kids will grow, new memes will come out, but also, what if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Well, thanks to the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you actually don't have to worry about that part of your future. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need them the most, that finds and fixes any issues before you even notice them. It's like a super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from threats online. Plus, well, you get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices with no one battling for bandwidth. And for the next 5 years, all your devices will be working in perfect harmony. And you get our best equipment with no annual contracts, no fees, and no strings. So even though kids will grow up and you still won't understand 6, 7, your internet will stay sharp, reliable, and most importantly, the price will stay put. All with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off, because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Caffeine doesn't have to be bitter or boring anymore. 5-Hour Energy shots are bringing the flavor and energy. One of my personal favorites, strawberry banana. It's giving smoothie vibes in a compact caffeinated shot. Whether you like your energy sour, fruity, or tropical, with 17 flavors, there's something for everyone. And yeah, it's got as much caffeine as a 12-ounce cup of coffee, but with 0 sugar and no crash. Big flavor, tiny bottle, tasty caffeine done right. You can grab yours in-store or hit up 5hourenergy.com or order on Amazon today. This college football season, show your school spirit every time you pay. Introducing college-branded Venmo debit cards. Rep your team on and off the field with custom designs that let everyone know who you're rooting for. Whether you're tailgating, grabbing stacks for the watch party, or celebrating a win, you can unlock 15% cash back at ESPN, 1 free year of Perplexity Pro, and more. This college football season, score more with the Venmo debit card. Get yours now in the Venmo app. Learn more at venmo.com/collegecard.
Max cashback varies. Terms apply. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Get his freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke Huard. And Brooke Huard.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Huard and Mike Salk.
Yeah, look, we've seen the Seahawks, Brock, disrespected in the past. We've seen it before. We were here when your buddies at Fox decided that they needed to play music, a score during the game, and they said, oh, let's do it on a Seahawks game. Just nobody's watching. Nobody cares. They have the 12th broadcast crew out of 10. Let's just throw the whatever. We'll try something new. We'll try something silly. Everyone will hate it, but it's fine. It's just a Seahawks game. Nobody really cares. That was years and years ago. That was the Jim Morris Seahawks, and nobody really did care because he was awful, and they were awful, and they didn't have any good players. And then Pete showed up, and they changed their uniforms, and they got Marshawn and Sherman and everybody else and Russ, and it got super fun. And the Seahawks were, we were talking to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman and Chris Collinsworth and Al Michaels and Jim Nantz, and we getting all the best guys, right? Phil Simms. It was awesome. We were riding high. The Seahawks are 7-2, Brock. 7-2.
Mm-hmm.
Taking on a division rival who is also 7-2. Is it on Sunday Night Football? No. But that's understandable. I'm actually not that upset about it. Detroit and Philly, Sunday Night Football, makes perfect sense. No qualms whatsoever. Those are both teams that have been good now for a few years. They're not, it's not an uprising in either place. One of them won the Super Bowl last year. The other has now been in the playoffs the last few years and is one of the favorites, established teams, big storylines. No, I'm not complaining at all about not being on Sunday Night Football. Fine.
Yep. But then you text me.
I assumed, Brock.
I said, what do you think, man? What do you think? You think we can get KB? I know we just had KB a couple weeks ago.
But I love Kevin
Think you could text KB? You think you can make that happen? What about TB12? You hung out with him at the seminar last year, and you got his number now. What about TB12?
Maybe Aaron Andrews, who I don't think we've ever talked to, right? I mean, we could talk to Aaron about all sorts.
Talking about you,
right?
Man.
We've never had Aaron Andrews on the show, at least
Tommy
that I remember.
Rinaldi is the best.
Rinaldi's great.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, Brock, this is in your wheelhouse. You're the Fox guy.
Yes.
Obviously, this is going to be, what do they call it? The America's Game of the Week.
Oh, yeah.
Afternoon. The big crew on Fox.
McVay, Macdonald, Stafford, Darnold, MVP candidates, Players of the Year candidates, Puka Nacua, JSN, Stars, LA, West Coast, big market. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. Fox is going with Chicago and Minnesota. What? What are you talking about? Chicago and Minnesota?
Why would you want Matt Stafford, Sam Darnold, when you could have Caleb Williams, J.J. McCarthy?
What are we talking about? These two teams are 14-4 combined. Those two teams are 10-8. These two teams are battling for the division versus those two teams that are currently in 3rd and 4th place. All 4 cities are at least big markets, but L.A. is obviously the biggest. And I understand what Cowherd was saying. Colin knows that L.A. is not, exactly rallying behind their teams the way Chicago does. But Seattle and Minnesota are fairly similar. And while Chicago is huge, it's nowhere near as big as L.A. That should at the very least cancel out. I can't believe that. To me is legitimate disrespect of the West Coast. That is ridiculous. That's totally absurd. How is this not the number 1 Fox game? Who looked at this matchup and was like, yeah, you got to go with these two teams battling for 3rd place in a crappy division? What?
No.
In an okay division. All right, it's a good division.
Yes.
But this division's really good too, and has been for a while.
Yep.
14-4 versus 10-8.
Yeah, it shocked me a bit.
The Vikings had 8 false starts last week.
The Vikings kind of suck.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they'll be okay, but you know what they are?
Their defense is good.
They're very inconsistent. Yes. Some days they're good, some days they're bad, and Chicago's kind of the same way. They just squeak by the Giants. Come on. And even more frustrating, this may be the last chance. I was just kind of looking at the schedule. Mm-hmm. They haven't had a top game all year. This is, other than the one Sunday Night Football game, this is kind of maybe their last chance to be the top game on Fox or on any network. I was looking through it. So they'll take Minnesota. They might get the top crew against Minnesota because it's Thanksgiving week and a bunch of the big games are early. So a lot of the top teams, the top broadcast crews will do both. Fine. December 14th versus the Colts is on CBS. And I was like, that could be two teams, the number one team.
That could be Romo Nance. Yeah, that could be Romo Nance.
No, because that's also the same weekend as Buffalo, New England, Chargers, Kansas City, and Denver, Green Bay.
Oh, okay.
Maybe one of those gets flexed, but CBS has all three of those games. No way. They will go with either the East Coast one, the Patrick Mahomes game, or the Green Bay game. Not Indy and Seattle. No chance. Even if they're the two top teams in the league at that point. So no Joe and Troy all year. We don't get one Monday night game with the actual Monday night crew. You get one game with Tirico and Chris Collinsworth. One, possibly no Burkhardt, or at least that's what I would assume, and almost definitely no Jim Nance. That's crazy. This is a team that Colin Cowherd just told us is in the top two, might be the number one in his power rankings. ESPN's finally woken up and put them at number 5. Like, what are we doing? I don't want to sit here and just claim disrespect and East Coast bias and yada, yada, yada. But
if this game were in Seattle, do you think it's different?
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't think it's any different. I don't think they care about that.
So do you
if
want
anything,
to know
Brock, it should be easier to do it in L.A., where Fox is based.
You know what? I wanted you to rant. I wanted you to rant like a good boil. I wanted to hear you explode like Ozzy's boil on his neck back in training camp with the Seahawks. I wanted to hear all this. Do you want to? Because I did a little homework. Do you want me to tell you the corporate reason why, or do you just want to keep ranting?
I just kind of want to keep getting mad about it, to be honest. I don't care about is there some corporate reason about it?
There's some corporate little play involved, and because the one crew for CBS will be Kansas City, Denver this week.
Right.
In the afternoon. They had the doubleheader. CBS had the doubleheader. Fox was like, well, do we really want to go up against their one crew, or, could we have our one crew in the earlier window? But again, like, who cares? Who cares? What's the biggest game? Where will all the NFL
wait a
eyes
minute.
be?
They were worried about going head-to-head with Tony freaking Romo? Well, then they need some new executives at Fox.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
I don't think we can handle that. They've got Tony Romo on the call. We can't possibly go head-to-head.
You don't know these partnerships. Unfortunately, these...
Oh, you think it's a little...
It's a little
hey.
A little more part. I'll take care of you. You take care of me. I'll scratch your back. You scratch my back.
It's collusion is what you're saying.
I think it's a little bit of that.
That sounds like an antitrust violation. Let's see if we can get the government on that one. Yeah, that sounds like collusion. Anyway... Here's the last thing I'll say about this. I'm sorry to rant and rave about it, but this really, legitimately made me mad yesterday. Because it's just crazy.
Yep.
If there's ever been a team, well, maybe not ever, but if there's ever been a team that could play the disrespect card, it's this one. This team has every right to do the nobody believed in us, everything's against us, the world doesn't care about us, nobody wants to talk about us, nobody wants to respect us. They could play that card all year long and be absolutely right.
A little more than the 16 Seahawks or the 15 Seahawks.
I mean, that was absurd. Oh, nobody likes us. Like, shut up. Everybody likes you. Like, you're the biggest game in town. What are you talking about? This team could legitimately make that claim. Nobody thought we were going to be good. What was the bet I got in Vegas? Wins over under 8.5? Kidding me? Brock, they're going to go over that in 2 weeks. Like, crazy. So, they can play that. Vegas didn't believe in us. The people didn't believe in us. Media doesn't believe in us.
Sam Darnold was a 25th ranked quarterback coming into the season.
Fox doesn't believe in us. CBS doesn't believe in us. NBC doesn't believe in us.
Once DK leaves, he's going to be dead on arrival.
ESPN stuck us at 7:30 at night with some random group of dudes that they found on the street instead of Joe Buck and Troy Aikman and their number one crew. Nobody cares about us. Have you heard them say that once?
Nope.
What a cool team. They're not playing the obvious disrespect
MLB,
card.
Salk. MLB. And all this noise is a bunch of B.
That's true.
On the outside to them, right? It just, hey, man, we're not going to buy into that. Our motivation is not about what others say about us. Our motivation, as Macdonald says, is about one another and each other. And all 70 of us pulling the rope and doing this thing.
That's very well said. Matt in Beaverton says, Jim Nance, why don't we get any Seattle games? Tony Romo responds, I don't know, Jim. I don't know. And I don't know either, but the whole thing is ridiculous. We'll be back with everything you do need to know next.
It's the Hawks Player Spotlight.
Tight end A.J. Barner is with us. How are you, man?
Doing well. It's good to be on here.
Brought to you by Three Tree Roofing.
The rookie on this O-line, Gray Zabel, is with us.
Sam is an elite quarterback.
Going deep with a different Hawks player every day at 3:30 with Wyman and Bob on Seattle Sports.
Every time he walks into the huddle, we know we got a chance for a big play.
Nick Eamon-Wari is with us.
I felt good physically going into the game.
Catch up on every Hawks Spotlight on Seattle Sports on YouTube and the Seattle Sports app.
Been telling you for years, the fall is a great time to reset your workouts. What was it? Last week was the wettest day of the year, and we all know what's coming with the darkness and the rain. Nothing better than working out in your own home gym. And from flooring to everything that goes in your home gym, treadmills, elliptical, strength training systems, my friends at Top Fitness, they provide it all. Top Fitness represents the very best brands available, like Washington and Woodinville's own Precor, the company that created the elliptical, and Inspire Fitness, the leader in strength training machines, along with many others. You give Top Fitness your room dimensions, and they'll do a complete fitness room design. And right now, get 0% interest financing. And mention you heard it from me, and you'll get another $100 off any new treadmill or home gym. On top of that, the Black Friday sales are already ongoing. No secret why everyone from personal trainers to pro athletes love Top Fitness. Locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit topfitness.com for more info. And again, Black Friday sales, huge savings on right now at Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Coach Saban here, and let me tell you, every second matters. Preparation is everything, and that's why I trust Kidde Smoke Alarms.
And as North America's #1 home fire safety brand, they're built to respond over 25% faster to smoke detection. Kidde helps protect what matters the most. Find it at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. #1 claim based on total household installations as of December 2023. 29% faster average smoke detection based on internal testing of smoldering wood fires for Kidde 9th edition versus leading competitor 8th edition products.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/play.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Looking to energize your team and build stronger connections? Bellevue Adventures invites corporate groups to our Thursday night climbs, starting at 6 and 7 p.m. Under a canopy of glowing string lights, your team will navigate challenges, build trust, and share laughs in a refreshing outdoor setting. It's team building reimagined. Step out of your comfort zone for something new and fresh. Reserve your group's climb at bellevue-adventures.com and elevate your Thursdays.
This is the home of the Seahawks. Gonna let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN. Seattle Sports.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months, or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from.
Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
It's game time, and Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota Renton are lining up with a roster that's built to dominate the field. The gas-powered RAV4, built to power through every drive, rain or shine. Or switch up the play with the hybrid RAV4, versatile, efficient, and always moving the chains. The Tacoma, tough, dependable, and clutch when it counts. And now, taking the field, the all-new 2026 Toyota Tundra, redesigned, powerful, and built for the big moments. Whether you're in the north or the south, Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton have your winning ride. Visit toyotaofkirkland.com and toyotaofrenton.com.
O'Brien.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Well, a day later, Brock, a lot to like from that Seahawks battering of the Cardinals and where they stand now atop the NFC with a huge matchup set for Sunday in L.A. Who's going to be available? Well, not Jaron Reed and not Jalen Sundell. That we know. They're both going to miss some time. Hopefully, though, they can get a combination of Job, Jones, and Horton back. Here was Mike yesterday.
Too early to know. Yeah, I mean, well, we're probably going to stick to a similar schedule as we did last week. So, we got to play it day by day with those guys. But I'd say all three are hoping to play.
Yeah, they're all hoping to play. I got to imagine Ernest Jones is going to find his way back out on that field, right, against L.A.?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Cooper Kupp found his way on the field Sunday when I had pretty good sources telling me that was not going to happen. But I think then with the Horton injury, it was like, sorry, bro. Like, I know you want to be another week of rest to make sure you're ready for your old foe, but that didn't happen. And thankfully, he came out of it, I think, pretty well. I think if that was the playoff game last Sunday, Salk, I think you would have seen a few of those Seahawks, including Ernest Jones at the top of that list.
Yeah, I kind of got that sense as well. And obviously, you want to take every team seriously, but knowing that you've got this huge game coming with the Rams. By the way, kudos to the Seahawks for not falling into any sort of trap game mentality, knowing that this big one was coming. They took care of business, did it early, and then now you get to all systems go for LA. And they're getting some accolades, as Morris said, now 5th in ESPN's power rankings. Here was Mark Schlereth yesterday with Wyman and Bob.
I think they're in lockstep in kind of what they want, what they're looking for, position by position. And I think that is so vital to creating a football team that fits what you're trying to coach and what you're trying to do, to make sure we have guys that have not only the right football character, and all those things are the most important things to me, but fit position by position what we are trying to accomplish. And so many teams
don't have that. They don't have that.
Yeah.
And you know what? Schleier said this last year, a couple years ago, just in listening to him on his show in Denver. He said, listen, the best teams, the Super Bowl winning teams, have starters and backups. And I'm like, well, that's pretty obvious. No. Like real backups, not like off the street backups, like real backups. So when Drake Thomas has to play, or Olu Timmy's got to come in the game, they're legitimate players. And that whole 1 through 70 and that whole ready squad has just been more than ready than it's been in a long time in Seattle, Saul. I mean, I can't remember depth like this. That was the key in 13 and 14 and those teams. It was the depth. It wasn't 1 through 22. It was 22 through, at that point, 50. And right now in the NFL, your 1 through 70 matters.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
All right, GM meetings underway in Vegas. Baseball's top decision makers all gathering to build the foundation, really, for deals that'll get done later this offseason. That means starting trade conversations with other clubs. It means meetings with agents to gauge parameters on contracts. Mariners obviously have some serious work to do. Going to wait and see what happens with Josh Naylor, Jorge Polanco, other players that fit this roster very well. So no news coming out of that yet, but we'll see where all of it goes. We'll also get awards announced this week. Yesterday, yesterday. Rookies of the year went to Nick Kurtz of the A's, not a surprise. And then Braves catcher Drake Baldwin, also not that surprising. Today, manager of the year, we'll see if Dan Wilson is able to win. He's one of the 3 finalists. Tomorrow, of course, Cy Young, Brock, and then the MVP announced on Thursday.
Why aren't you in Vegas for this?
I wish I was.
This is your wheelhouse.
I wish I was. I've never been to the GM meetings. Been to the winter meetings, which are fun. I would love
and
to
you're
go to
still
the
of the understanding. You're still of the understanding that these GM meetings, these are not like the combine conversations. These are not GMs to GMs just kind of talking about value and direction and trades and thoughts and where you going and how you building this thing. And
I don't know. I think there's a lot of talk about trades and who's available and who's not. Of course. I mean, that's how you start those big conversations.
But then it ends there. They don't talk dollars and cents contractually. What are you thinking here? Where do you think the market's going to go?
Could they say some of that? Sure. But I don't think they do what the NFL does when they're like, safeties are worth this. That's it. Linebackers are worth that. No more.
Nah, the franchise
wide
tags.
receivers are worth everything. Yay!
The franchise tags.
I just don't think they do that.
They dictate that.
They don't do any of that in baseball, at least that I've seen. Baseball, meanwhile, maybe they're talking about the gambling scandal that has certainly gotten worse, man. Cleveland pitchers Emmanuel Clase, Luis Ortiz, both charged with fraud, conspiracy, and bribery by federal prosecutors on Sunday. Ortiz already been arrested. Clase likely will be soon. They face jail time, certainly a lifetime ban from baseball. I mean, what an awful mess. Between that and what's going on in the NBA, I mean, it is the prop bet thing seems like it's just they're going to have to do something about it, right?
Yep.
More did you see
propositioning's illegal in a lot of places, so it should be illegal in most sports.
Did we see that this was like doing it for like $10,000-$12,000? Like they weren't even making that much money.
Yeah, I think on Unsportsmanlike they were saying that the payout for some of these instances, I mean, maybe they were doing it so many times that they were racking it up, but it's hard to understand why MLB players would be like, oh, I need $12,000 that badly.
My God, that's crazy.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Monday night game last night. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I actually found it enjoyable. I thought it was a fun watch. I watched most of that game last night. It was not a lot of scoring, but it was good defense at times and turnovers and I don't know. It came down to the end, a little back and forth. Coaches both doing incredibly stupid things.
Is this analytics? Did analytics tell them to go for it on fourth down?
No, that's not what Joe was saying.
My God.
Joe said very clearly the analytics say to punt.
Punt the ball.
Yeah.
What gave you any thought that they were going to drive the ball if you punted them down 90 yards or in that case 60 yards for a field goal in those conditions?
So weird.
What are you doing?
It really was bizarre.
And you throw a go-around, like a fade ball?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
They outsmarted themselves. And even before that, what was LaFleur doing? You're gearing up for the biggest fourth down of the game. You're running around trying to get lined up, right? You don't call timeout? You had 2 timeouts, and the clock is running. Call one of your timeouts. You only need a field goal. You have to get that first down or else nothing matters. It was so strange, man. The whole ending of that game was very strange, but did make me appreciate Mike Macdonald, who does not seem to have those brain fart moments at all. The Giants, Brock, we talked about this yesterday. They beat the Cardinals and Dolphins to the punch by firing Brian Daboll yesterday. Second coach let go this year after Brian Callahan in Tennessee. And yet they're going to keep Joe Schoen? What?
For the season.
I don't know. They're letting him pick the next coach, he said. You don't know? You think that's maybe
really?
not true?
Oh,
those are the reports.
Yeah. Yeah, I was a little surprised. I thought Daboll would get the season with Dart, but remember, Kafka was a candidate, a strong candidate, a double interview for the job here in Seattle, and maybe this is a case that they really want to evaluate him over the next 7-8 weeks and how he handles this team and his personality and his growth with Jackson. And yeah, Daboll's just a gruff dude. He's a better coordinator. Again, so many of these guys, I think, are equipped, are built with their tools to be excellent coordinators. Mike McDaniel, Daboll, they're going to be great coordinators. Going to be some real coordinator opportunities for these guys, but CEO position, that is a different hat to wear.
All right, Kraken back at it tonight in Columbus. Very winnable game against a last-place team, and that is everything you need to know. 417 says, Salk, you're being ignorant to the Dominican Republic family threats and a culture reason why the bets took place. Yeah, I don't know enough about that. If there's more info, let me know. What do you mean by family threats? Do you mean people threaten their families unless they rig these games?
I think there could be a part of that. It's
yeah,
also, hey, man, you look at the player, and 10 to 12K for him doesn't seem like much, but for his family down there, and if his family, and friends and those folks start to take part in those bets as well, and the threats that they I think that there is a little maybe wider lens to ask.
I believe it. Yeah, I would like to know more, and I'm sure a lot more will come out on this when it's all said and done. But you're talking about a couple of really big. I mean, first it was the Shohei thing last year, and by all accounts, doesn't look like Shohei was, but who the heck knows? And then you got the basketball deal, and now this deal. Like, I really hope they get this cleaned up, because I would like to keep talking about sports and not think that the whole thing is scripted by by some mafioso somewhere. Sheesh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once it's not level, you run into real big problems.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Okay, Brock, coming up next, the Seahawks are going to take on the Rams on Sunday. We think it's the biggest game of the week. Nobody else seems to, at least nobody who works at a network where they broadcast football games. But we're talking about, arguably, maybe even clearly, the two best teams in football. So what will it look like when they get together? Oh, I got some answers, I think, next on Brock and Salk.
Ball bounces. Are you kidding me? Another touchdown! Seahawks!
Another dominant performance. Winners of 4 in a row.
The rest of the league is taking notice of these Seahawks.
Touchdown! Seahawks! And guess who? Jackson, Smith, and Jigba.
What we're building here, we all feel like we have something special.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
That's a testament to the detail that we put into our work.
Seattle Sports.
Well, since we're going to be away for the holidays this year, Christmas anyway, Heather put up a tree already. It's just after, not even at Thanksgiving, just after Halloween, we already have a tree up. So we're getting ready for the holidays. We are hosting for Thanksgiving this year. And if you are as well, you want to make sure that your house is nice and warm with anybody who could be staying there. Make sure it's properly insulated and get Crawl Pros to help. They'll come out, check out what's going on in the crawl space or attic for free. If they've got any damaged insulation or your home's got no insulation in the attic or crawl space, they can help get it fixed before the cold weather and your guests all show up. Now, if you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could qualify to receive a rebate on up to 95% of the cost to get it properly insulated. And if you want to combine those local rebates with federal tax credits, you got to act now, because those federal tax credits are set to expire at the end of this year. Call Crawl Pros. They are the crawl space experts. If you're worried about critters, mold, water damage, plumbing issues, anything else related to your crawl space or attic, call Crawl Pros or visit crawlpros.com.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com. This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Sounds like your sleigh's about to get prepped for the season. And at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we don't just change your oil. We also check your tire pressure, battery, wipers, and lights. All in about 15 minutes. Just stop in at one of our 2,000 locations, stay cozy in your car, and let our trained pros handle the rest. Oop, sounds like your sleigh's ready to roll. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Oil changes in about 15 minutes. No appointment needed.
You've heard the saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Since 1926, my family's been helping local businesses make great first, second, and long-term impressions. We know how to make your company look good with quality uniforms, logoed apparel, floor mats, linens, and more. If you're paying for linen service or doing it yourself, let's have the conversation. The information and quote are free, but the savings and service can really add up. Visit suplinen.com. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do.
Lowe's knows pros want more. Join My Lowe's Pro Rewards for free to get $20 off your first qualifying purchase of $100 or more just for signing up. Plus, enjoy free standard shipping and more ways to save on your next job. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer valid for new members only. Not valid with any other discount. Free standard shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/pro loyalty for details. Subject to change.
Headed outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nellie on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on seattlesports.com.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
It's game time, and Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota Renton are lining up with a roster that's built to dominate the field. The gas-powered RAV4, built to power through every drive, rain or shine. Or switch up the play with the hybrid RAV4, versatile, efficient, and always moving the chains. The Tacoma, tough, dependable, and clutch when it counts. And now, taking the field, the all-new 2026 Toyota Tundra, redesigned, powerful, and built for the big moments. Whether you're in the north or the south, Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton have your winning ride. Visit toyotaofkirkland.com and toyotaofrenton.com.
This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Well, regardless of what the executives think, Brock, this is a really, really good matchup on Sunday. Seahawks, Rams, two teams that are 7-2, both playing as well as anybody in football right now. I just started looking at some of the numbers last night. Just basic numbers. The Seahawks are third in points, fifth in points allowed. The Rams are fifth in points, second in points allowed. Like, these two teams are really good. And I think what probably is setting them apart right now from everyone else is how complete they are, how well-rounded they are, how complementary they are. And that doesn't always happen in the NFL. We tend to get a lot more teams like, say, Denver, right, that is so great defensively and, you know, far and away outpacing everybody in the sacks department. And they are a great, great defense right now. But the offense is kind of meh. Like, it's not bad, but it's not great. It's okay.
Because typically, I mean, and this is the cap world that we live in. Like, typically, it's, well, where are you going to spend your money? Right, you can spend your money on pitching. You can spend your money on hitting. You can spend your money on the infield. Where are you going to spend and allocate your resources? Right, you have a defensive-minded head coach, probably going to spend some money there. You have an offensive-minded head coach, probably need to get him weapons. Right, I mean, I think that's some of the A, lack of alignment, and B, imbalance that you often see in a bunch of different programs.
Well,
but not these two.
Not these two. These two are both very, very complete. There might be better, again, single units out there, right? There might be better offenses or better defenses, but it doesn't look like there are any better complete teams, at least on paper. And then add coaching to that mix, where both coaches seem to be doing an excellent job right now. Both of them seem to have a pretty good understanding of how to manage the game in the game, how to manage their coordinators in order to get the most out of their players. They've got alignment with their GMs and their owners. We heard about that from Colin Cowherd earlier. So, you know, kind of put all those things together, and this looks like a monster game. Then let's get to the actual play on the field, where there are a lot of mirror images of each other. We asked Mike Macdonald, or you did specifically, if he had had a chance to study the Rams yet, and I think his answer is telling.
There's been a little crossover, and then I watched them this morning I watched their defense this morning.
And?
They're a really good team. They're a really good team. I haven't watched special teams yet, but from what I've been seeing on just stat-wise on offense and understanding how they operate, it seems like they're going a little bit bigger personnels, which will be interesting as we dive in. And then defensively, they're doing a lot of same principles that we feel like drives part of our defense is rush and coverage working together and dialing up, opportunistic blitzes and doing a good job attacking the ball. So they're a good team.
Okay, so this idea, Brock, and it's sort of similar to what Greg Olsen had said, right? Of, being a throwing team out of large personnel, heavy personnel. So here's a little bit more on that. This is Jordan Rodriguez, who covers the Rams, I believe, for The Athletic. And she wrote, a core idea of Sean McVay's offense has always been to make everything, run or pass, look like it could be either or pre-snap. And for years, McVay did it only with 11 personnel, meaning 3 wide receivers. By increasing run splits and success rate and staying explosive in pass game, he can do the same in 13 personnel, meaning 1 back and 3 tight ends, right? Do I have that right? 13 personnel?
Gosh.
I just want to make sure I got it right.
I love it when you talk to me like this.
Let me give you a little bit more. This is Jordan herself.
Say it more confidently.
No.
Sean McVay's taped his foot around the gas pedal, and it is a 13 personnel, 3 tight ends on the field, 1 receiver team. And you saw this today at a 44% rate. 44.8% of their plays were 13 personnel for 6.73 yards per play and a 63% success rate, plus 4 of the 6 total touchdowns that they put up on the 49ers today. This was their most productive personnel grouping of the game, beyond 11 personnel, beyond 12 personnel. This is a schematically diverse and multiple Rams offense that is really hard to defend because they can hit you with probably the deepest tight ends roster in the league. The thing that is a truth here is that the Rams look like a Super Bowl team.
What do you hear there?
Well, 13 personnel, 1 back, 3 tight ends. Remember, any personnel group is always 1 is the first number is running back and then the tight ends. So I hear Sean McVay doing exactly what Clint Kubiak's doing. I'll dig into this, I think, a little bit more in Blue 88, or we can fully diagnose it here. But these 2 trees have both grafted onto their tree this year. Like she said, I don't remember them doing this. They use now in their old 11 personnel, their 3 wide set, they used to use Cooper Kupp almost in essence as a blocker many times. So he used his receivers in ways that others didn't. Sean McVay was also one of the early originators of really condensing the game, Salk, of these real condensed formations. So we're in 11 personnel, but we're not spreading out. We're getting in 11 to really, tighten the game down and use these guys as blockers and then the play pass and to mirror everything off of it. And now they're doing it out of 13, which is not very different than the Seahawks. Remember who they drafted as well in that second round. I mean, these 2 teams, I should have said it this way first. These 2 teams are in so many ways mirror images of one another. From a continuity standpoint, the Rams, maybe even a step ahead. Stan Kroenke to Kevin Demoff to Les Snead to Sean McVay. They have been doing it a long time. That gives them these opportunities to have kind of these different iterations and places they want to go. And they are very smart, high football IQ, innovative, out front, try to zig when others zag. And when the rest of the league catches up, we'll try to find a new way then to innovate. One of the most innovative organizations, the Seahawks with Jody and Chuck Arnold have been here since 2018. Schneider's been here forever, and obviously Macdonald. And they hope to have that same continuity that they've developed in LA and be the same disruptors and be the same innovators. And it's awesome. I mean, from a football perspective, from an organization perspective, from a talent perspective, from a QB perspective, like, man, there's nobody in the league like this, that they would match up, I think, in all of these different ways to go head to head. So then rewind back to April. What happened in the draft? What happened in the last couple drafts? Who did the Rams want a couple years ago? They picked 15 or 16 in the draft. They wanted Byron Murphy, and they made a lot of calls. and tried to work around, and how can we get ahead of Seattle, and how can we take the guy that, because they see the game the way we kind of see the game, and they're going to go in that direction. What'd they do this last year in the second round? They took their tight end, whether it was Arroyo or Terrence Ferguson. We need that guy. Ferguson out of Oregon, very big, very athletic, very fast, very dynamic. We need that guy in our 13 personnel, and the Seahawks need Arroyo in their 13 personnel. I mean, it is you peel away a couple layers here, and it is a fascinating back and forth and competition between the two.
It really is cool to see, sort of the way these two teams have built and how complete they are, and then come back to, all right, so what's the antidote? Because nobody's really slowed the Rams down a whole lot this year. I guess, and again, I've said I haven't really watched enough of the Rams yet this year to really know, but I would assume that the Seahawks have as good an antidote to a 13 personnel explosive type of an offense as anybody does. I don't, having not played Brock, I would imagine 4 strong pass rushers who can get home without the help of a blitz, and then hybrid guys like Kobe Bryant and Nick Emanwari who can cover and also come up and tackle, sort of the safety corner, and in Emanwari's case, almost linebacker hybrid. I would imagine those are exactly what you would want to try to deal with this offense.
Yes. Yeah. You better be able to play some man-to-man. You better be able to really run. Right, when they kind of blur and mirror and make those things look the same, kind of run pass. There's not as much run pass option in the NFL, and remember why? Because in the NFL, unlike college, you get like a 1-yard barrier, so it kind of eliminates what you see in college with these linemen 3+ yards at times down the field running all their run pass option. But Sean McVay tries to do that through his movement game, through his screen game, through his run game, through the play action game, and Stafford is a maestro. Really, Stafford has thrown 20 straight touchdowns without a pick. I mean, we'll get more into this as the week evolves. His numbers, as good as Sam's are, his numbers in that regard are mind-boggling of taking care of the football and equally trying to avoid pressures. But you're 100% right. Like, okay, so what do we got to do? What do we have to have defensively to try to slow this thing down?
Mm-hmm.
If they go 13 personnel and, do we have enough speed? San Fran did not. Fred Warner is on IR. Right, their second level was very susceptible to the speed and the tight ends and the play action, and the Rams just dissected them. What do the Seahawks have? Tremendous speed. Speed at linebacker, speed at nickel, speed at big nickel, speed at corner. Right, maybe the safety level is a little, without Julian back there, maybe that comes into play a little bit. That's probably the biggest mismatch they can create with Okada and Kobe Bryant. But, yeah, your front, you feel really, really good about attacking them.
Yeah, Peter Schrager was talking about this, loves what Stafford's doing, but does think that Seattle may have the best opportunity to shut it down.
No bigger fan of what Matthew Stafford is doing than me right now, but that Seattle defense could be the kryptonite. I just think Seattle's defense right now needs to get a little bit of national love for what they're doing. And I think yesterday in that game where you're just seeing it on the bottom line, kind of like, oh, they're beating Arizona 35-0. I'm not putting that on. There's better games to watch. 2 defensive touchdowns, and they are dominant inside. Stafford is on an unbelievable pace right now. 20 touchdowns, 0 interceptions the last 6 games. The first quarterback in NFL history to do that. 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions the last 3 games. No one's doing that. Seahawks might be able to nip that in the bud.
It's such a Seahawks thing. Like, oh, nobody wants to put those games on. They're winning by too much. Okay. Well, nobody wants to put the Seahawks games on. They're not winning by enough. Okay. Like, I swear to God, they can't win. But
no.
I think his point is probably a good one, right? Like, if there is a kryptonite for an offense like that, the Seahawks have it. Here's the other side of it, though. Don't the Seahawks have kind of a similar style of offense? And don't the Rams have kind of a similar style defense?
Very much. Very much. It's why Stafford, I was watching the end of that game, kind of right away interviewed, like, can't wait to get after next week. Sean McVay, the way that he is wired is just like Mike Macdonald. You know what McVay did? Yeah, okay, fine. We kind of trashed the 49ers, took care of business. Let me see what Mike's doing. Let me see what Seattle's doing. Watching the crossover tape this year as both have, like, wow. Yeah, I like what these guys are doing. They're stealing a little bit from one another defensively. They do simulated pressures. They make it look like a lot are coming, and here come 4. Right, then they do bring a blitz, and when they do, it's highly effective. And you remember the games last year with Stafford, right? There were multiple times that he just dumps the ball. Right, he is not an extender necessarily in place. He is not going to necessarily use his legs and create in that way. So if you can impact the pocket. And maybe the biggest advantage, if your disadvantage are your safeties, your biggest advantage is your rush edges against their tackles. They are not Charles Cross. They are not Abe Lucas, right? And they have given up some edges, and they have given up some rush. So, yeah, I mean, this week is going to be the best week in a while. I just took a look back, Salk, to see, man, this is the biggest regular season game since for the Seahawks. And you really have to go back to 2020. That's a COVID year, so it's hard to even say in that year
Against
when
that
nobody
game,
was
their
going.
game against the Rams?
Against the Niners, actually. The Seahawks were 6-1. But really, 19 had a bunch of games like this. At San Fran, you were 7-2. At Philly, you were 9-2, right? And then end of the year, San Francisco, you were 11-4.
These all sort of rolled together. Is 19, which year was that? Was that the let Russ cook year?
Ooh.
Where he cooked and then it got away from him?
Yes, I think that was 19.
He started to cook, and then all the other teams were like, wait a minute, we're just going to not let him cook anymore. And
That's
that was
right.
the end.
End of the year. Struggled a little bit.
Limped to the finish line.
But it's been 5-6 years since games of this magnitude. When you got good on good, and those Niner teams were pretty good, and that Philly team was building. And pretty, like, it's been a while since you've had this kind of contest where, okay, you got this punch, here's a counter punch. You got this punch, here's a counter punch. You got this punch, here's a counter punch.
This is going to be a lot of fun. Joe Davis, Greg Olsen,
Christina Pink.
Is it Christina Pink?
I think she does their sidelines, right?
I thought it was Pam Oliver.
Oh, maybe it is.
I think it's Pam Oliver.
Yeah, it's Pammy. Yeah.
The number 2 game on Fox. Battle of elite teams. It's 7-2. Top 5 offenses. Top 5 defenses. And our number 2 broadcast team. Let's do some Blue 88.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88, powered by Xfinity.
We're going to go red, right, tight, close, sprint left, G, U corner, halfback, flat, on one. Ready?
Brock Huard tackles 3 football questions as only he can.
Blue 88.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Huard and Mike Salk.
I can't wait for 8 o'clock. I can't wait to read this to you at 8 o'clock. Okay. I can't wait.
I haven't seen this. You're confident I have not seen this?
No chance. You might dance a jig when you see this. I might see an actual jig out of Brock Huard when I read this to you. It's like 2 tweets in a chart. I did that. That was the same last week. I had 2 tweets in a chart. I got another 2 tweets in a chart. When I read this to you, Brock, you are going to dance a jig. I can't wait. I can't wait for your reaction. Question number 1. Give me a Seahawks or 2 who had their best game of the season.
Put some respect on their name. Come on, Huard. Be critical. Come on, DJ. Be critical of Anthony Bradford when he falls on his face, when he blocks his own guy, when he's got a bunch of issues and a bunch of pressures. You're really hard on that guy, all 350 bones of him. What about when he's balling? You got to give him his due. When he's got a PFF grade of 75.8, a pass grade of 81.4, one of the 3 best grades for the Seahawks offensively behind the receivers. You're going to give AB his due? You're darn right I am, and even more. I'll play a little Brian Baldinger, who was just in love with the big man's game Sunday.
You watch Bradford and Olu right here, right? You watch this movement on Dalvin Tomlinson. That's dominant. Olu's just sitting on him like it's Monday Night Raw. And here comes Charbonnet just over the top into the end zone. It's just one dominant play after another. Watch Bradford and Big Abe get busy right here. Bam. A.J. Barner, like Olu. They're just, and there goes Canine, right? I mean, just popping one run after another. It was impressive. You have to watch what he does to Nolan here. Watch Bradford right here. Watch him. He take him for an Uber ride. Like, look at this movement. Olu right here. Right, Zabel. And there goes Canine. And then this, okay? After a turnover and all that kind of nonsense that was going on, they just ran the ball right at the Cardinals here. Robbie, like, on the full right here. Look at Bradford. Here comes Charbonnet. And there's Zabel. Look at Zabel. Just staying attached.
So good. So good. And Anthony Bradford was awesome this game. He was. You know, one of my favorite terms I've learned this year from my head coach, Mike Sanford, who's got a lot of background in a bunch of spots. But he, kind of like Macdonald, the imprint of Harbaugh was maybe the strongest imprint of any coach he'd ever been with in his 20 years, save for his dad, who was a head coach at UNLV and other spots. in college football. I never heard this word, but I love it. Dent. We have, at the point of attack, you dent. I've heard puncture and obviously movement and those things, but watch him dent this point of attack. And to watch Olu and AB, those two powerful men, are they the most fleet of foot? No. Was their run game really good when Olu came in? Does he have a lot of power and actually maybe pairs a little better with AB in that sense of just denting at the point of attack and moving people? There may be something to watch here. Olu also, by the way, graded out really well. He was actually graded out higher overall than AB at 78.1 and 82.5 in the run game. So something to keep an eye on with a really good matchup, again, with that front in L.A. on Sunday.
All right, question number 2. Well, Sam Darnold's been unbelievable, Brock, whether it's QB rating or QBR, whatever stat you want to throw at it. Darnold has been, if not number 1, right near the top. What's allowed him to do it?
You know, I shot a little note to Jordan Palmer last night. I know we played that sound of Louis Riddick, and Louis kept receipts and was, making sure everybody knew the work that is shocker. Louis kept receipts. That should be a meme or a mantra or something somewhere. Louis kept receipts. And I shot a note to Jordan Palmer last night because watching Jalen Hurts in particular, he's pretty bad fundamentally. He's a powerful dude. He's a great runner. He's an unbelievable winner. He's a Super Bowl champ. He's a Super Bowl MVP. But when it comes to the attention to detail in his fundamentals, a lot of times, man, his feet are out of whack. In the Denver market, they are talking relentlessly about Bo Nix. And Bo Nix is frantic, and his feet are out of whack, and his timing between his drop and his eyes and his feet and the lack of connection there. Even Jordan Love is a guy that gets out of whack. He loves to bounce around. If you watch him at the end of his drop, Salk, he's more bouncy than just about any quarterback in the league, which, well, think about your golf swing. Do you want to be bouncy on your golf swing, or do you want to be in great posture over and over and over and be repetitive in that swing and repetitive in that release and repetitive in that movement? Sam, it's A1, man. His fundamentals and his work on it and his attention to detail on it are as much as anybody in the game. And those are a big reason why the accuracy, the QBR, QB efficiency, putting the ball exactly where he wants to do it, time and again, those fundamentals are the very essence of it. And I thought last night were 2 QBs, albeit very talented and great players and winners. Their fundamentals are nowhere near Sam Darnold.
It's funny. I kind of noticed it a little. I generally don't notice that stuff, but I did notice it last night watching, especially Love. I mean, with Hurts, I don't know, man. I think he's pretty good. I really do. I mean, not every throw.
He's not a great thrower of the ball.
He made a couple of really nice throws last night, man.
He can make some great throws.
He makes some really good throws, and then he combines it with everything. I love the way he plays the game. You're right. He's not the world's greatest thrower, but I really like the way he plays the game. I did not enjoy watching Love at all last night. I felt like he was kind of erratic, and I just was not very
frantic.
Yeah, I was not impressed watching him really at all. All right, question number 3. We talk a lot about the Shanahan-Kubiak tree, Brock. What's new? What's blossoming this year?
It's this 13 personnel that we dug into a little bit there with the sound from L.A. And, this is just the beautiful thing about this sport. And it's a lot of sport, but this sport of football, because there is so much scheme involved, right? How much scheme is there in baseball? How much kind of numbers and philosophy and things and aggressiveness can you do? Basketball, there's 5 guys on the court. How much pick and roll? How much spacing? I don't mean to minimize those sports.
No, I think you're right.
And in hockey, you've told me before, hockey, a little bit. How many different power plays can you run? How many different shifts can you do? How you manipulate things? There is nuance and there is more detail than we know, than the eye can tell us. But football has got so much scheme. And it's the beauty of it. It's just when you think, oh, man, zone read, RG3. Yep, Russell Wilson, what are you going to do about what are you going to do about the Wildcat quarterback? Oh, Wildcat quarterback's going to come around, number the what are you going to do about the wishbone? What are you going to do about the veer? What are you going to do about the run and shoot? What are you going to do about the air raid? What are you going to do? There's so much, what are you going to do? And there's a constant evolution in it and a back and forth with it. And I think for the Rams and the Seahawks in particular in this tree, I like that term of grafting, like grafting a new branch onto this tree. Right now, it's this 13 personnel, and it's burdening a defense. It was the Patriots with Aaron Hernandez and Gronk. That was 12 personnel. Well, now throw another one on there and 13 personnel. and really have the ability to get to some heavy run package, yet spread it out with those guys, because Colby Parkinson and Tyler Higbee and Terrence Ferguson, guess what they can all do? They can all move, right? They can all get into routes. They can all space the field and be a problem the same way that Arroyo and A.J. Barner and maybe not counter up quite as much. But, yeah, man, trying to do the same thing to just burden that defense on the other side.
All right, that is today's Blue 88, and I'm so glad you brought that up, man. That is a perfect segue into what I'm going to read to you here in just a couple of minutes. You've unknowingly and unwittingly, Brock, set me up perfectly for this next conversation. I will find you at some point. Did I take a
what?
I don't know if I saved it or not. I saw a little video short last night that I wanted to send you about Austin Matthews, the Toronto's center. Maple Leaf center, and he is, he's one of the better goal scorers in the league. It had this whole breakdown of how he gets his shot off more quickly, and it was like going super deep into he starts it with his left hand on his right hip and then moves it to his left. Thinking about the amount of technical stuff that goes on in that sport, I think that's where instead of scheme, there's so much technical between the edge work on their skates and the way they hold their stick and the forwards. There's a lot of technical stuff that's
just
probably
like baseball, right? Just within the swing and the pitches and the pitch spin.
And football has some of that. You talked about fundamentals, and we know that there's some of that. But football's so much more the scheme and the power and the athleticism coming out. It was kind of cool to see some of those specifics of what the hockey guys are doing in terms of their. I don't know. I thought you would appreciate it. I'll see if I can find it and send it to you. All right, coming up next, I promise.
You're gonna make me dance, huh?
I think this might make you dance. Right. You guys want to see Brock dance? This might make Brock dance. It's next on Brock and Salk.
The Mike Macdonald Show, the morning after every Seahawks game at 9:30 with Brock and Salk.
That's got to feel pretty good when it's going that way, no?
I mean, yeah, it's great, but, you start thinking like you're sweet, you start feeling good about yourself, like you're going to give up leads.
So good.
It is good.
That's the way it is.
I understand. And you're a coach, and you got to think that way.
Do you want me to just celebrate on the sideline and the second quarter?
That's what I want.
Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app.
What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most. That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger. But your Wi-Fi, it would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Thinking about new windows or doors, but unsure about writing a big check up front? For the first time ever, Lake Washington Windows is offering incredible 5-year zero-interest financing, plus 15% off for a limited time. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
Lowe's knows pros want more. Join My Lowe's Pro Rewards for free to get $20 off your first qualifying purchase of $100 or more just for signing up. Plus, enjoy free standard shipping and more ways to save on your next job. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer valid for new members only. Not valid with any other discount. Free standard shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/pro-loyalty for details. Subject to change.
Hi, I'm Dylan, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a customer service specialist, I love helping couples find their dream engagement ring. And guess what? I just got engaged, so it was fun to create one myself. First, my fiance tried on a bunch of ring styles and she was drawn to a classic diamond pave setting. Then we looked at different diamond shapes from pear to oval to cushion. She fell in love with the princess cut. At Shane Company, you can create a one-of-a-kind ring and get it in days, not weeks. Because a friend wants you to have a magical holiday proposal. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Nobody hooks you up like Popeyes. The Big Box is the reward that keeps on rewarding. Crack it open and you're greeted by 2 pieces of crispy signature chicken. Or if you want, 3 tenders, nestled in there with the 2 sides speaking to you most in this moment. You got that biscuit, and what are you waiting for? Dig right on in. That's feast mode activated, and you're in big box business for $6. Love that chicken from Popeyes. At participating U.S. restaurants, price may vary, tax extra.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
This hour is brought to you by Trajan Wealth Management.
Give me a freaking auto! From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Huard and Matt Marcus. Sorry about just Mike.
Huard, not exactly Joe Cap there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Huard and Mike Salk.
All right, I'm excited about this, Brock. I stumbled across this early this morning. And I don't know, I thought you would like this. Okay. I thought you would enjoy it.
You think I'll like it as much as Daniel Jeremiah's liking teeing off right now in Augusta?
I know, and I totally blew. We all forgot that DJ was playing Augusta today, so no DJ today. Sorry about that. We do have Colin Cowherd, who we talked to very early this morning. We'll replay that coming up here in a little bit. Maybe we'll do that at 8:30, and then we'll come back to some stuff at 9:30. But that's coming up a little bit later as well. Let me read this to you, Brock. I saw this early this morning.
Okay.
And it starts with a chart, and the chart's somewhat confusing. So it really comes down to the explanation of the chart and then the next person who really kind of made it hit home. So the chart basically says, and this came from somebody named Jacob Gibbs, who's a fantasy person. Mm-hmm. Every NFL offense ranked top 10 in explosive plays this year also ranks outside of the top 12 in both first down pass rate and shotgun rate. You want me to say that again?
Oh.
You want me to say it again so that everyone understands it?
Do you know how good that is?
I know. Wait till you get the next. Wait till I read you the next part. Oh. This is just the beginning, Brock. This is going to make you do whatever it is you're doing now. The next part's when you're going to get up and dance the jig.
It was like when I put that pork butt on the smoker this morning. So it was a Hatch green chili marinated 10-pound pork butt.
Wow.
And it's going to smoke for the next 12 hours. And that tweet is smoking right now. Smoking.
Every NFL offense that is top 10 in explosive plays. So teams that are, winging it down the field and getting all of those big explosive plays, shots, pew, 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 all of that. All the big
Lyle
explosive plays that
Lyle
everybody
loves
loves.
explosive offense.
Lyle, do you love explosive plays?
Oh, loves it.
All right. I'm just making sure. Whoa. Just asked if you like do you like explosive plays?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Lyle likes Dude.
He's on edge. G was just in here giving him a hard time.
I can just feel something tying into let Russ cook.
Well, no one's saying any let Russ cook. Would you just let me read? This isn't from me. This is from your deep blogosphere Twitter dorks. Every NFL offense ranked top 10 in explosive plays. Every NFL offense that is getting all those big plays are not throwing on first down and are not throwing out of the shotgun. They are outside the top 12, so outside the top third in first down pass rate and shotgun rate. The two things that we were told were the only way to get all of these explosive plays. And the chart goes through it, and I'm not going to bore you with all the numbers, but I'm just going to read you the response I saw, or the retweet of this, which came from someone named Max Toscano. I don't know Max. Do you know Max?
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Okay, I don't know Max. He's, I think,
the Toscano family. It's a good little Italian spot in the summer.
I think maybe
Toscanos.
Max. One of these guys is a Bengals person. The other one is a fantasy person. But anyway, here's what Max writes, and this is where I think you're going to find it fascinating, Brock. Everything the analytics millennials decided in 2018 was a law of football turned out to be completely fake product of a completely fake product of generations of establishing the run in the cover 3 era and defenses being slow to catch up to offenses no longer establishing it. A total victory. Well, he writes for boomers. I would argue for Gen Xers, but fine. A total victory for boomers. Let me read it again in case there's any confusion, Lyle.
Again, you're not saying the words "let Russ cook," but this is about the "let Russ cook" stuff.
Everything the analytics millennials decided in 2018 was a law of football turned out to be a completely fake product of generations of establishing the run in the cover 3 era and defenses being slow to catch up to offenses no longer establishing it. A total victory for boomers.
We talk all the time about how the NFL is a cycle and there's going to be new things and then you're going to bring back old things. So it just cycled again.
Yeah. Were they playing 2 high safeties in 2018? They were not. There's a reason running the football has become prevalent again.
Total victory.
Okay.
For boomers.
Didn't play 2 high safeties in 2018.
/ Gen Xers. Total victory. I've declared total victory. Total victory, Lyle. Total and complete victory. Total victory.
Don't
Are you dancing a jig yet, Brock?
No, but you are.
I thought you would.
Yes. I like the first one. I got, you don't have to say the other one. I kind of like the first one. Just let the numbers speak for themselves.
It's more fun to add in the punch. Yeah.
Yeah, you like that second part.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're right, say little.
I'm not saying it at all. Max Toscano's saying it. I'm just saying what Max is saying.
What do they
Max
say?
is
When you
calling
win,
this.
say little. When you lose, say even less, or something like that. Yeah, I'll kind of rest on those numbers. It's
I'm going to rest on Max Toscano and what he has to say about a total victory for boomers and Gen
And
Xers.
Max Toscano is gospel?
Oh, did you not? You don't think so?
Okay.
You don't think Max Toscano is as gospel-y as anybody
I
else
think we talk
who
all the
shouted,
time
"Let
about how
Russ cook
nothing
from
is
the
new in the
rooftops"?
NFL and it'll shift one way one season and then shift back.
Well,
and then,
unfortunately
and so,
for Max, he doesn't have a catchy phrase that he can use over and over again to try to tear apart the Seahawks organization. But unfortunately, poor Max doesn't have that phrase. I don't know. Maybe if Max had a good phrase. One thing we've learned in America in the last 10 years, Maura, you got to have a good phrase. You got to have a good, short 3 or 4 word phrase that you can repeat over and over again, whether it means anything or not. Just repeat it over and over and over again. Brand it. Say it over and over again. You don't have to do it. You just have to repeat it again and again and again and again.
Like Dr. Rob, my chiropractor, every time. Oh, power's on. Gonna be a great day.
Just repeat
Power's
it.
on.
Just
Hey,
repeat
gonna be a
it.
great day. Channels are open.
Just
Channels are open.
let
Power
Russ
is
cook.
on.
Just let Russ cook. Just say it again and again and again, and it's gonna become true. Just let the quarterbacks cook. Running is stupid. Don't run the ball. Running is dumb. Play action doesn't need runs. Running is stupid.
that was proven true for a long time. But
no, but it turned out not to be true.
After they made adjustments,
Turned
yes.
out not to be true. Turned out a total
Defense couldn't keep up.
victory for Boomers. Do you not see this? Boomer with his paper printed out. A total victory.
So are you counting yourself as a boomer?
No,
you're
I
claiming
recognize.
victory.
No, what I recognize is that for Gen Zers and whatever, like they don't see a difference between Boomers and Gen X. Like always, Gen X gets left out. Nobody remembers we exist. We're just poor little Gen X. It's the huge millennials, and everyone else is a Boomer who's older, and they leave our whole generation out, which is fine. That's fine with us. We're happy to work in the margins, in the shadows, in secrecy. We don't care.
Have you finally
Maura.
started referring to yourself as middle-aged?
Don't worry about how I refer to myself. I'll refer to myself as right. How's that? I'll refer to myself as a person who has had a total victory this morning, according to Max Toscano. We'll be back with everything you need to know next.
Ball bounces. Are you kidding me? Another touchdown! Seahawks!
Another dominant performance. Winners of 4 in a row.
The rest of the league is taking notice of these Seahawks.
Touchdown! Seahawks! And guess who? Jackson, Smith, and Jigba.
What we're building here, we all feel like we have something special.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
That's a testament to the detail that we put into our work.
Seattle Sports.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here, and I do want to talk through retirement. Yes, Maura, I will occasionally refer to myself as middle-aged. Thank you. I am getting close. I'd like to be like older age so that I could retire and be done with this already, but I'm not ready yet, and it does take time. You got to start thinking about retirement years ahead. Trajan Wealth can help. That's how you build a strategy, right? Realistic options. I want to make sure everything aligns with your goals, your circumstances. It's all about your individual needs, risk tolerance, all of it, to get ready for the retirement that you want. Do it your way. Call Trajan Wealth and let them help you develop a plan that'll meet your financial goals. Call Trajan at 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300. And talk to them about it. Tell them what's going on. Tell them how you want to retire and when and what that's going to look like. And let them tailor a plan specifically for you. Again, 206-466-3300 or go to TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
You've heard the saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Since 1926, my family's been helping local businesses make great first, second, and long-term impressions. We know how to make your company look good with quality uniforms, logoed apparel, floor mats, linens, and more. If you're paying for linen service or doing it yourself, let's have the conversation. The information and quote are free, but the savings and service can really add up. Visit suplinen.com. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do.
Rain-X wipers are the #1 wiper blades in America. That means all kinds of drivers choose Rain-X. Big drivers in small cars choose Rain-X. Small drivers in big cars choose Rain-X. Drivers with long hair and short commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with short hair and long commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with pets on board, babies on board, and bored babies on board choose Rain-X. Basically, drivers who love a clear view of the road all choose Rain-X wipers. the #1 wiper blades in America.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Saluting the bravest among us, the men and women who have served our country's armed forces. Happy Veterans Day from Seattle Sports.
Hey, Brock Huard here. For my friends at People Come First or PCF Construction Group, are you tired of just grilling in the cold and rain every winter in the Northwest? Well, with a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long, staying warm and dry, even in the wintry months. And I have a special offer for you. PCF's Black Friday sale runs through November, and you can get up to 20% off your entire project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. Most people don't consider building a deck in winter, but if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, then contact PCF right now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming, designing, and improving your project so you're ready to build by the spring. Remember, planning and permits take time, so get started right now. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at PCFgroup.com or call 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476, PCFgroup.com.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
It really was a fun weekend game for the Seahawks and what they did to the Cardinals, and starting to see some of that respect around the league. Not necessarily from the networks, not from Fox.
Number 5.
Yeah, but ESPN putting them at number 5 in the power rankings is a pretty good indicator. You guys will hear from Colin Cowherd in a few minutes. He has them at either 1 or 2 along with the Rams. So, yeah, huge game upcoming. Who's playing? We don't really know yet. It's not Jaron Reed and not Jalen Sundell. But Ernest Jones, Josh Jobe, Torrey Horton, we'll see.
Too early to know. Yeah, I mean, well, we're probably going to stick to a similar schedule as we did last week. So, we got to play it day by day with those guys. But I'd say all three are hoping to play.
I really do enjoy how physically uncomfortable it makes him to talk about this.
Is he morphing into Jim Harbaugh?
A little.
There is a lot more Harbaugh in there than I thought. I might have to do some digging and try to find it. It's the pauses.
Yeah.
And when you've sat in production meetings with Harbaugh, and Klatt did his best impersonation last week, maybe he'll do it again tomorrow.
He's just not afraid of the pause, right? He's not afraid of the silence.
No.
He embraces it.
And I told you I had a producer give me some really good wisdom, Jimmy Zaroli. He's like, listen, when he pauses, that doesn't mean you have to then fill it with a question.
So hard.
Just let his brain just work to see what comes out next.
It's like talking to Pride more. I mean, it's so hard. I am just not wired that way to deal with all of those pauses. I like to talk more than think.
I tried early in our radio career. I tried to pause.
Yeah, it didn't work.
It sucks like this is radio.
You have to stop pausing.
Stop pausing and start talking.
I like to talk before I think, Brock. The thinking can come later. Team's been good, though, man. I like this one. I liked Mike Macdonald's answer yesterday on special teams. I've been really impressed with their special teams in general. So it was kind of fun to ask him about it. And I knew he wouldn't say, yeah, no, I value it at 20% of my team. I knew that wasn't going to be the answer, but I was glad he had a thoughtful answer on how important they are.
I think you got to look at it through the lens of every play is incredibly important. It's every play. And so no matter what unit is out there, that's the play. And so it's a critical play for our success. And what's the situation? How do we win this situation? How do we win this play is how I look at it. And then you kind of feel for that as a coach of like how that's stacking over the course of a game, and then you get a feel for kind of where you stand and what you need to do as the game declares is one of the things I'm learning as a head coach.
So all of those things I found pretty interesting, but I like he's said this a couple times now, when the game declares itself.
Right.
I love that view, and it does come back to what we've talked about before, and I strongly believe it. Some games are offensive, some games are defensive, some games are sloppy, some games are clean, some games come down to special teams, and they do tend to declare themselves over the course of the game.
Some games you let rest cook, some games you don't let rest cook, right? There shouldn't be one overriding thought that this is the only way to do it. On the special teams thing, I thought about it, Salk, and I heard this before the season began from a special teams coach, and I thought it was really good. How do you prioritize it? How do you preference it? Well, think of every one of them as a fourth down. And now on punt and punt cover, that's obvious. It is. But it's the same thing on kickoff return, field goal block. I mean, those are like that monumental. It's a fourth down, the magnitude of a fourth down play. When you go for it on fourth down and what it means to get it, what it means to stop it, that's the magnitude of every one of these special teams plays as well.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
All right, GM meetings underway in Vegas. Baseball, all their top decision makers are going to be there it started yesterday, today, tomorrow. And they really are building the foundations for the deals that get done later this offseason. So starting trade conversations, meeting with agents, trying to figure out parameters on contracts, who's looking for what those markets are going to be. And, it's funny. The Mariners really should be one of the prime movers and shakers here over the course of this offseason because they're right there in their window. They just went to the ALCS, nearly to the World Series, but they also have some work to do to get back to where they were with the impending free agency of both Naylor and Polanco. Some young players that they want to work in, a rotation. They got a lot of questions in addition to a lot of solutions.
Yeah, as Colin Cowherd was speaking, and we did this earlier this morning, we'll play it. For this audience, here in about 10 minutes or so, you heard him and you will hear him praise John Schneider and praise these GMs in the NFL that are innovative and make trades happen and that got young teams and these building blocks for years to come. And as he was doing all of that Seahawks conversation, I couldn't help but think of the team across the street that is in much the same vein. They are so young with their core players. Their farm system is so right. They've got deal makers, right, in the GM and the president seat that are willing to take swings.
You're going to like what I got for you at 9 o'clock then.
Oh, gosh, you're so
I got another good. I've been sneaky
Why are you
today.
So good? Why are you so good to me today?
I have some sneaky, because I felt bad about the text I sent you last night when you sent me that Ted Nugent thing. I felt a little bad afterwards. I kind of came down a little too hard on you.
Did.
I know, I felt bad.
I don't follow Ted Nugent. It just came up on my It did.
But I'm guessing other people
Did you open it?
No, because it was Ted Nugent.
Oh, Salk, it's beautiful.
I'm
Maura,
worried he's
going
to send me kitty porn or something. I don't want Ted Nugent.
No, I
Maura, you didn't open it either? It's
Ted Nugent's.
It's a dog and a baby, and it's so cute. Anyhow.
Since when do you care about dogs and babies?
Next.
Especially Ted Nugent.
I'm almost 50. I'm getting old.
I don't want any of that. Hey, awards will come out this week. In fact, yesterday, Nick Kurtz won Rookie of the Year in the American League, just topping his teammate, Jacob Wilson. Drake Baldwin wins in the National League. Today, Manager of the Year. So we'll see what happens with Dan Wilson.
Come on,
Tomorrow,
Danny.
Cy Young.
Bring it home, Danny.
MVP will be announced on Thursday.
Bring it home, Danny.
Baseball still dealing with this gambling scandal. I mean, this almost deserves its own day to talk through what the heck is going on in sports. But Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz, both charged with fraud, conspiracy, and bribery by federal prosecutors on Sunday for their role in this scandal. Just crazy. Just crazy. And sad. I hate it. I hate that this is happening. I really do.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
I enjoyed the Monday night game. I know no one else seemed to. I thought it was a fun game.
It was compelling. It's great theater.
Yeah.
It was like the perfect picture of my pre-core top fitness read, like fall. Fall is in the air. a Green Bay Monday nighter where it's cold, everybody's bundled up, the breath, you're starting to see the breath at the line of scrimmage, which is just a great sign in the game of football. And yeah, it was hard yards. It was good defense. Not one of those games. It wasn't the Raiders-Broncos where it's like that's the most
It wasn't
stinky,
inept.
awful offense there is. Those are good defenses. Those are elite front sevens where every yard is hard, where they've got tremendous speed. And if you're not on point, you're not going to be productive. And those defenses were on display. And ultimately, I didn't know who I was rooting for. I was kind of looking at the schedule. Now, with that win, Philly, you're both 7-2. They're the 1 seed because they're 6-1 in conference. So part of me looking at that was like, well, maybe we want them to lose. Then again,
it's
the
too
Green
early.
Bay.
It's too early. I'm not thinking about that stuff yet. Cracking back at it tonight. They have Columbus at home. Very winnable game against the last place team. That's everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show.
Wow, so you're going to be sweet to me in half an hour. I will say Cowherd has beat this drum more than anybody else, right, locally or nationally. There's really nobody locally that talks about the Pete and John divide. There's very few folks nationally. And wherever and however Colin gets his information, he has beat this drum a little bit more than anybody else. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree, and I think there's some level of truth to it. I mean, I certainly don't think he's out of bounds. I don't know how much it has affected, I don't...
Well, it helps answer the question. If he is right, it helps answer the question as to what the heck happened for a bunch of years when it came to some of the acquisition phase. Because the last 2-3 years in the acquisition phase, free agency, offseason, especially the drafts have been very, very different.
Yeah, and I don't know whether that means like, okay, John was overruled by Pete, and that's why everything went awry, so much as they were not on the same page with what they wanted, and that lack of alignment, Brock, your term, probably ended up bringing down, those couple of years and not allowing them to capitalize on it the way they wanted to. So I'll tell you what, stick around, listen to Colin Cowherd. He'll talk through this next, and then we'll delve back into it afterwards. Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
And here is lefty Lenny Wilkins.
Remembering the legendary Lenny Wilkins.
Lenny Wilkins first suited up for the Sonics in 1968.
Head coach of Seattle's first champion.
And the Supersonics win their first ever NBA championship.
Icon in the community.
We're a better community when we take time to recognize one another.
Thanks, Coach, from a grateful city and Seattle sports.
All right, you guys know what you're doing yet this weekend? Why not go to Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel? The new hotel is, in a word, beautiful. They did a spectacular job with it. The rooms are great. The new restaurant is phenomenal. Just a really cool view, an indoor-outdoor deal with great food as well, tons of TV. So you can watch the games and then do all the fun stuff that comes with the games when you are at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Yes, pool is great as well. The spa is awesome. Make it a weekend. Go to snocasino.com for more. It is Seattle's closest Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
John here with Happy Hauler. We want to help get your unwanted items to those in need. Furniture and household items you plan on throwing away? We'll take them and prioritize donating and recycling, keeping items out of the landfill, and giving useful items a second happy home. Happy Hauler is Seattle's eco-friendly junk removal. We work with over 20 nonprofits all over Western Washington to donate used items. Make yourself, your community, and the planet happy. Reclaim your space. HappyHauler.com, hauling with a heart.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive?
These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test, it's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
It's freezing outside and your home's heating just quit. Repairs, replacement, pricey. Hey, it's John Curley. With unmatched savings and financing from Home Comfort Alliance, now is the time. Federal tax credits expire soon. Save up to $2,000. Utility rebates up to $2,500. Home Comfort Alliance warehouse clearance sale, another 25 to 75% off. Plus 18 months, 0% financing makes paying easy. Act now for the best savings. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com today.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
Stacey Rost here from Seattle Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of. And then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, prescriptions. But imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate, noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle, yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target problem areas: waistline, face, neck, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. For your free consultation and $250 off, visit ProSculpt.com. For powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men, it's ProSculpt.com.
Selling cars is a really easy business. It's complicated by really bad dealers. And why do we do that? Well, because we think that the less information we give, and the more that we can dictate it on our terms, the more profitable we'll be. And what we found is that this is the exact opposite. The easier we make it, the more information we give, the more comfortable customers are in doing business with us. Now, that one transaction, we might make a little bit less on, but it's not the one. It's that one that leads to the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth. It's not the one individual. He's like, but you never get to the spouse, the parents, the kids, the friends, if you don't take care of them first.
It's not a script. It's a belief. The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Colin Cowherd joining us right now, of course. Good morning, Colin. How are you?
I am good. Just off a train in Chicago and ready to roll today. What's going on?
How is Chicago? Are you loving that?
Oh, it's it's one of the great North American cities. It's got a dynamic downtown sports scene. I live in the burbs. Come into the city at least once a week, twice a week. My show's in the city, so I love it. My wife and I, she's from Detroit, Chicago. She got tired of L.A., and L.A. is a long way from everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And we just found that we were, we wanted to be centralized. And we spent some summer on the East Coast, and we said, let's just go for it. So I'm a good mover. I've moved a lot.
So then help me. You're the perfect person to answer this between where you work at Fox, where you live in Chicago, and the amount of time you spend thinking about ratings, not just your own ratings, but like what rates well, what's interesting to people, what you usually have your fingers on the pulse of that. So how in the world do the Bears and Vikings get the number 1 Fox crew this upcoming weekend, while the Rams and Seahawks get number 2.
Well, Greg Olson's pretty good.
That's true. That's a good point. I mean, you could make an argument about which is actually the better crew. But like, how do executives? You generally know how executives think. Why would they take Chicago, Minnesota over L.A. and Seattle?
L.A. is an interesting market, so it's a huge market, but it's not a great football market. Chicago's a wildly, the Bears are the topic even in the summer. It's Cubs, Bears. So, and Minnesota's obviously always been like Seattle, always been a good market. So, L.A. is a weird thing. The Dodgers and the Lakers. I mean, I would make an argument. The world's biggest global team now is not like Manchester United. It's the Dodgers because of Ohtani and Yoshi and their influence in the Pacific Rim. Dodgers have become a global team. Lakers have always been, the most notable NBA franchise. Rams were out of L.A. forever. I mean, when the Rams were in California, they were Orange County's team. They weren't, L.A. was the Raiders' town. The Chargers are up from San Diego. They're, L.A. is a funky NFL town, so it doesn't produce the number you think. Even though, if you put Stafford and McVay in Green Bay, it would be the number 1 draw in the league. So I just think L.A. is a funky NFL market.
If Seattle were a stock, Colin, a Super Bowl stock, would you buy?
Yeah, Darnold hasn't proven in those late January games. Last year he kind of folded a little bit. Wasn't all his fault. I think the story of Seattle, and I'm not sure if this answers your question, but, Pete and John Schneider were in a bad place a few years ago, a really bad place. And Schneider almost left, I think, 5 years ago to run Detroit, came back. John's always been, along with Brett Veach, Howie Roseman, Jason Light down in Tampa. John's one of the great talent evaluators in the NFL and has been for a long time. But when Paul Allen died, there was a power void upstairs, and Pete was popular, and he won a Super Bowl. And the truth is, now it's John's team. It's John's vision. It's John's personnel choices. Well, I've said the last 2 years, and I always worry about saying this on the air because everybody knows I'm from the Northwest, I think the Seahawks have had the best draft the last 2 years. And when I say that, everybody's like, oh, you're a homer. And I'm like, no, I grew up more Husky fan than Seahawk fan, more Mariner fan than Seahawk fan. Love Jim Zorn, but I was a baseball kid and a college football guy. I think Snyder's brilliant. I tell my audience all the time, turn the sound down and just lean into watching them play. It's the fastest team in the league. I like everything about it. And I think it's now John's blueprint, his coach, his quarterback. And I don't know if they're a Super Bowl team. I think the Rams are really good. And I think Philadelphia's just got a great roster. But they're better than San Francisco. I think I'm going to take them this week against the Rams. I think they're in a 5 or 6 group team that for the next 5 years is an absolute buy. And I think Sam Darnold is better than maybe any quarterback in this college class except Mendoza. I think if Mendoza was available in the first round, John Schneider may grab that and sit him for a year. But I think Sam's a really West Coast kid, good kid, coachable, tough. It's a great – Seahawks fans are lucky. They've got it going now.
So what are you learning? You talked about Darnold there. He's one of a couple of these kind of reclamation project quarterbacks around the league with Baker and Daniel Jones and some others. What are you learning about the NFL from the reclamation quarterbacks?
A lot of good offensive coaches that it didn't used to be. There used to be about 4 of them in the league, and they were all head coaches. Now you hire a CEO, and there's dozens of, Sean McVay-ish kind of guys. There's one in, the guy in Carolina now, the guy in Jacksonville. There's a lot of sharp guys. And so that gives guys like Baker and it gives guys like Sam, there's just more great coaches out there. And I think that's a big part of it. Secondly, the quarterbacks have 10,000 snaps by the time they're sophomores in college. The personal coaching, the 7-on-7 stuff. So you're getting, just this year, It's like Mendoza, Dante Moore, and Cade Klubnik. And I like the kid at South Carolina. I think he's an interesting prospect. I wouldn't play him immediately, but just feels like there's more good quarterbacks and more good coaches. And, Sam came into the league at 21, meaning, and Brock would know this, the younger you are and the more raw you are, you really need the right leadership. Well, the Jets are the opposite of that. If he'd have landed, let's say, like in Seattle, like he was coming out now and you gave him Seattle and he could sit behind Stafford for 2 years, Sam Darnold would be a Pro Bowler very early in his career. He went to the dysfunctional Jets. And it's just like life. As our kids are younger, 15, 16, 17, 18, it's why having a good, strong mom and dad matters. The younger you are, the more guidance you need, the more support you need. I'm old now. I can get a bad boss and burrow through it. Right? It's just like, Brady went to Tampa. He didn't get along with Arians. He still won a Super Bowl. But in Tom's early years, the Charlie Weisses and, then Josh McDaniel, it really matters. It's why parents are so important, especially for young boys who have all that testosterone. They make bad decisions. Sam's 21. He goes to a dysfunctional place. He's trying to figure out he had a bad college coach. He's trying to figure out the sport. It just didn't work. But the smart guys, Kevin O'Connell, Shanahan, they always liked him.
So where will the Seahawks be on Colin Cowherd's power rankings this week?
1 or 2. I'm going to go in about 5 minutes, and I have all my homework in front of me. They'll be 1 or 2 with the Rams. So I that's what they feel like to me. It's fun. I think they're not only good. I think they're a fun watch. It's JSN and Sam Darnold, and they're fast, and they go get Rashid Shaheed, and they just got a lot of speed, and they're aggressive defensively, and they got it's so great in the NFL when you can have your quarterback and your head coach, and they're both pretty young. They're both in their prime. It's such a great place to be in the NFL, and there's about 7 of those in the whole league. Andy Reid's great, but he's probably got 2 more years to coach. He's getting older. You know what I mean? It's the only chance to win a Super Bowl is when you have a coach in his prime and a quarterback in his prime, and hopefully you have a really good deal-making GM. Like Howie Roseman goes out and gets Phillips. You watched him last night against the Packers. It's like, oh, yeah, that's going to work. He's absolutely going to make them better again. Immediately you got to have a deal maker, and I think Schneider is that. And I think I thought that deal to get the receiver was so smart, reunited with his OC. I thought that was such a smart move, and Seattle's got it dialed in. I would be shocked. And again, they're in a great spot because Darnold, you guys know he's less of a cap hit than Taysom Hill. They got a 3rd-round pick for Geno. He's less of a cap hit than Taysom Hill. And you can stay with Darnold, or you can do what John wanted to do years ago with Russell Wilson. He wanted to draft Josh Allen and just sit him for a year. And I think I could see Seattle, but I think Mendoza is going to go number 1. But I could see him taking a quarterback in the first couple rounds here and just saying, listen, you're going to sit behind Sam Darnold for 2 years. Because that, Brock, as you know, and Mike, that's ideally what you want to do. Even Mahomes sat for a year. Lamar, Josh Allen was a mess his first year. You'd like to sit, Carson Palmer sat. You'd like to sit all these guys and just have a really good mentor in front of you, like an Alex Smith. That would be ideal. But most teams up the top, they need to win now. And they need to, you've got this insatiable fan base and talk radio and win now and play the kid. And it's rough. You don't want to play Jackson Dart this early, but the Giants, it's New York. They just fired a coach in the middle of a season. The Jets did it last year. The Giants do it this year. Just dysfunctional.
How are you 61 years old? It just doesn't even make sense. I just have to look it up because you said you were old. How are you 61? You still sound like the same guy I was listening to driving to work in L.A. in the early 2000s, 20-something years ago. You sound exactly the same. How are you 61?
I don't know. I'll be honest with you.
We stumped Colin. We found something Colin doesn't know. It's amazing. We win. We win.
Yeah, a lot of kids. A lot of smart. My staffs are young and fun and keep me young, and my wife holds me accountable. So I just texted my best friend in high school, lives up in Chehalis. I still think about the Northwest all the time. My buddy Jack Jones. He was my star runner. He was the best player on our team. I was a terrible high school quarterback. And but I don't know. I think I'm a very simple creature. Surround myself with a bunch of young people, and I love what I do. I'm so lucky. I think we all feel that. I mean, I'm just so lucky to do what we do. There's so many jobs out there that are so hard, or they're political, or you're lifting stuff, and I just talk. I mean, come on, give me a break. I talk. That's all I do.
It's pretty great. Colin, thank you. Thank you for talking with us for a few minutes. We appreciate it. Always good to hear your voice, and we'll do it again.
Hello, Pacific Northwest. Love you guys anytime, and have a great day.
There's Colin Cowherd, Brock. Nobody like him. That's for sure. There is no one like him in the world. He's kind enough to tape that with us, or do it with us live, I guess, early this morning. And thank you for popping on a little early for that.
Mm-hmm.
We did get a text wondering what happens if Brock comes in early for an interview. Is there a clause in his contract where it has to be replayed so you don't have to work any more than your 3 hours?
No, I'll just be done here at 9:15.
Just gonna walk out 5 minutes early?
Yeah, 9:15. 45 minutes. I came in 45 minutes early. I'm going to leave 45. I'm going to clock in. I'm going to clock out. That's what I do.
Yeah, that's nice. And see you later. No, Colin's schedule is now a little funky since he we talked about there, is living in Chicago, so a little bit of a different schedule, and happy to move some things around to get him in, and want to make sure that, a little larger audience at 8:30 than there would be at 6:30 or 6:15 even, so an opportunity to hear it again. Obviously a bunch of stuff jumps out there, Brock, and I know you really want to talk about the Pete and John thing, and I get why.
Because, there was something went down. Right? Like in
Something wrong
09,
in Denmark,
2010, 2011, it was easy. It was easy to say, well, these drafts were so good because Pete had institutional knowledge that nobody else had. He'd spent the last 10 years in college football. He knew these kids' stories inside and out. He recruited so many of them. USC cast a national net, right? Remember how comfortable we all were in that narrative. Like, yeah. And then they really took advantage of it with the Russes and the Bobbies and the Richards and all these super talented, just once in a generation draft, right, that they put together in those years. And then, well, I think the narrative changed to, we got all these guys. Let's take some swings. Let's take a whole bunch of risk. Let's take this D end or this receiver from Oregon State and turn him into Obum Watcham and turn him into a pass rushing end. Let's take this guy in the later rounds. Let's say, because our roster's so good, there's no spots for him. So, let's widen that risk and take more risk in that situation. And, by the way, let's trade away all these first round picks, because we're drafted in the 20s and late 20s every single year anyway. So what do they really mean compared to the value of a second or a third?
But the problem with that philosophy, looking back on it, and I think I thought at the same time, was eventually you were going to have to pay all of those guys. You had no leverage against them, and you ended up paying them all, and then many of them got hurt.
Yep.
Right? I mean, that's sort of the unfortunate reality.
That's right. Right. And so the window of opportunity, the cycle of these organizations, and then, in the last few years of Pete and John, there was just misses, right? I mean, you just did not hit at the rate you did early. And I think you hear very clearly from Mr. Cowherd there that, there was a little bit more of a divide, that John didn't necessarily, and I don't even know if it was personnel, because everything that I have heard for years and years and years is that is John's baby, man. That war room on draft day, that is his deal. And I don't think Pete was over there really, just micromanaging and doing all of that. But still, in the process and in the evaluation, and more importantly, and I think where it really came to light, Salk, at the end, was John not having a say with the coaching staff. And we did talk about that a lot.
For sure.
And I think that's truly where the divide was, because Pete is an unbelievably loyal guy, because Pete just believes the best in everybody, because Pete's going to develop Ken Norton and Clint and the rest of them and bring them to life in ways that are unimaginable. And I think John Schneider all the while was like, this is
he doesn't have the horsepower.
This is just not going the way it needs to go. And I need to be able to hire. And I remember so vividly, as you do, and you were sitting in the room when Pete Carroll said, okay, Johnny, I think one of his final comments, like, all right, Johnny, it's yours now. Like, good luck. And man, what he spun since then and over these last few drafts, and the coaching staff, and that decision with Mike Macdonald in particular, and the magnitude of that decision and getting that decision right, just like Wiki did years ago when he paired Pete and John. And for John then to really pair himself with this guy, Mike Macdonald, has been just a force a force of nature.
I wonder if there is any connection to the last part of that conversation with Colin, and maybe this is a stretch here, so I'll just talk it out with you. But we asked Colin, how are you 61? And what did he say? I surround myself with young people.
100%.
Right? I surround myself with young, smart people. I don't know that he meant that to connect to what he had said a few minutes earlier about Pete and John. And by the way, I think Pete's perfectly capable, even at his age now, of leading an NFL team and certainly has the energy and the horsepower. Pete's got all of that. But surrounding himself with the right young people is probably a key. And I think it's been a challenge, I think, for Pete more recently. There were a lot of older people, and the young people that he grabbed, the Shane Waldrons of the world, were not necessarily the right ones.
That's right.
And so if you're not going to surround yourself with the right young people, it is a lot easier to get older. I think we're experiencing it right now. We're trying to associate ourselves with the right young people, and instead we have Lyle.
What
So
did he say?
we're doing the best we can, but you get what's offered to you. Oh, poor Lyle didn't have his headphones on. He missed my joke.
No, I heard it.
Oh, you heard it? Oh, good.
He hears everything, Salk.
He's got ears He's got
And
young
remember
ears,
what-
Brock.
well,
He doesn't
remem-
even need the headphones on. He can hear so well still that he
Yes.
can hear exactly what I'm saying about him. Just kidding, Lyle. Lyle
remember-
fits the bill. Seriously, jokes aside.
Yeah.
Isn't that one of the reasons we love having Lyle on this show is a completely different perspective?
100%.
We may disagree with it all the time, and that's fine. But I love that we have somebody who has a totally different, completely different generational perspective on what's going on, or else our show could get stale, and I don't want that to happen.
Remember what Cowherd's going up against when we talked about Pat McAfee last week?
Sure.
In that audience and that young and that generation, and he has got such a pulse for that and such a relationship with it. And Colin Cowherd's 61, and he comes at it in a little different view, with a deeper thinking view and all of that. And he's got to have people like Colin. No, that's not going to work. That's going to be over the head of a lot of people. And I know you think you're smart and innovative and fun, but that's why you have to do that. And what did Pete surround himself, unfortunately, I think, with down in Vegas? Chip Kelly. Who's 50-something, and Patrick Graham, who's 50-something, and this
Geno Smith, who's like 30-something. Yeah, I mean, but for his age, it's like, or for all relative for the position he's in, like that was the worst thing Pete could have done. I mean, it really, just thinking back on it, and I've, you guys know I'm not a big Geno Smith fan. I don't think I've hit that very well, nor should I. That's how I feel. I don't like the leadership. I don't love the game. Don't love the picks, and a lot of those things are coming to fruition right now in Vegas. I just felt like it was a mistake for Pete to try to go old. Don't go old. Go young, and try to find the best option of somebody who could be just more dynamic. I think that's ultimately Geno's problem. He's just not very dynamic. And, we can keep going through all the reasons the Seahawks are where they are, but to me it starts with making a maybe they didn't even make the decision, but I feel like they did. The decision, or whatever it was, to break free of the norm and try to do it differently and go out and actually get more dynamic players.
Play cut number 11 here, because I think this plays here. This was Sean McVay on the McVay Show talking about the Seahawks and their offseason. I think this, not that Pete worries what other people think. That's not Pete Carroll's deal, but this is more celebrating that Schneider and Macdonald really don't care.
You got to have clarity and courage and the appropriate humility to make the decisions. And I think in a lot of those things, there was a clarity and a conviction in the things that they did, and the courage to really say, I'm not going to let the outside narratives elicit or dictate what we think is best for our football team. I got respect for it. I'd like to think that's what we do here. We're always trying to evolve and grow, but it's there's nothing but respect, and and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, and in just the conversations I have had over the years, I think what I would also add is kind of a final layer to this conversation of the Macdonald Schneider versus the Schneider Carroll, and that is the first part of that clarity. They always had conviction. They were always married together, right? Pete and John. There were some decisions, obviously, on a podcast one day that'd be really fun for them to dig into the back and forth. But they always had a conviction. They always didn't care what the outside noise was. They always didn't care what people graded. I think that was a real strength of that relationship for a long time. But I think near the end, it was the clarity. And Mike Macdonald, if there is one thing I've heard once, I've heard it 1,000 times from people in that building, from the equipment manager to the president to the coaches to the communications department. Mike Macdonald is abundantly clear. And there is no ever like gray area of clarity or what does he really think? He's going to tell you what he really wants with great, concise clarity. And I think that has been a staple and was a staple of the offseason.
Yeah, there's no awkward pauses then. Not like the one Lyle just gave us. Texter saying, when is Salk going to learn that just because Lyle doesn't respond for 15 seconds doesn't mean he wasn't listening? That's very funny. Let's see. 253. Last year, Salk was consistently saying that it would be smart to consider letting Gino and DK go, and it turns out he was right. Oh, thank you. That's a rarity.
Was that from Max Toscano?
No, that's 253 right there, Brock. That's a little 253. All right. I told you I got another thing you're going to like, Brock. I got another thing you're going to like.
You're just filling my tank today,
I am filling it up. The one name. Bob Nightingale lists all the potential trade targets out there in baseball this year, and there is one name on it that we should be talking about more. Tell you who it is next on Brock and Salk.
The Mike Macdonald Show, the morning after every Seahawks game at 9:30 with Brock and Salk.
That's got to feel pretty good when it's going that way, no?
I mean, yeah, it's great, but, you start thinking like you're sweet, and you start feeling good about yourself, like you're going to give up leads.
So good.
It is good.
That's the way it is.
I understand. And you're a coach, and you got to think that way.
Do you want me to just celebrate on the sideline in the second quarter?
That's what I want.
Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app.
As a quarterback, you cannot run a winning play with a messy playbook. And most companies' data, well, it's a mess. AI is changing the game, but if your data is scattered, you're stuck on the sidelines. Brock Huard here, and this is where my friends at Marquee Data come in. They get your data in shape, clean, connected, ready to perform, so you can finally put AI to work for your business. Whether sales, finance, or operations, every smart move starts with the right data. So head to mydataqb.com to draw up your game-winning data play today. That's Marquee Data or mydataqb.com.
At Bank of America, we're proud that more than 20,000 veterans and people with military backgrounds have joined our ranks since 2015. Now we're committed to adding 10,000 more over the next 5 years. By helping veterans achieve their career goals, we're moving from appreciation to action, and together, helping expand economic opportunity across America. Visit bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Nobody hooks you up like Popeyes. The Big Box is the reward that keeps on rewarding. Crack it open and you're greeted by 2 pieces of crispy signature chicken. Or if you want, 3 tenders, nestled in there with the 2 sides speaking to you most in this moment. You got that biscuit, and what are you waiting for? Dig right on in. That's feast mode activated. And you're in Big Box business for $6. Love that chicken from Popeyes. At participating U.S. restaurants, price may vary, tax extra.
I saw her texting, coming up to a stop sign, and so I saw the accident coming, and she T-boned us.
In the blink of an eye, Crystal's life changed when she suffered a severe spinal injury.
The pain was something I had never experienced before in my neck. I got massage therapy. I saw a chiropractor. I was prescribed muscle relaxers so I could sleep. I got depressed. Nothing was relieving the pain.
Drugs, sleepless nights, and depression. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist. At Sound Pain Solutions, our treatments include high-dose laser combined with spinal decompression and other comprehensive therapies to rehabilitate damaged discs. We use treatments that are non-surgical, FDA-cleared, drug and pain-free.
I was able to get off my pain medicines, and I was able to sleep through the night, and that was what I was desperate for.
To learn if you're a candidate for our treatment, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next-day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Huard is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to accuse you of a minute.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Huard and Mike Salk.
Ian in Seattle says, speaking of which, you guys think DK misses Seattle yet? Yeah, who do you think misses Seattle more, DK or Gino?
Yeah.
I think the answer
you saw
to that
the
one is
report.
yes.
You saw the report, right? That Shaheed basically had his choice in the end, kind of like DK did in some ways, right? Is DK want to go to New England or want to go to Pittsburgh in the trade situation? I guess Shaheed had a similar. In the end, they came. The Saints said, "Okay, where do you want to go?" Right? I think it's the same, similar compensation, Pittsburgh or Seattle. And that was a no-brainer. And then they put the potion on him after 20 minutes, and he wants to be here for life
Wants
now.
to be here for
right?
life?
Yes.
He's like, no, I'm here for good. Thanks.
Yes.
Well, that's a good transition as well, Brock, because Bob Nightingale had reports from the GM meetings going on in San Diego, or in Vegas, rather, excuse me.
Vegas.
And he had a long list of potential trade candidates this year. Now, I don't know how many of these guys will get traded. Honestly, there weren't a ton of names on there that got me super excited as great fits for the Mariners. Now, that's just Bob's list. There's plenty of other guys who could be traded, and he doesn't know. They're just sort of working through some of the options. But a couple of names should stand out, and I want to talk about two of them. One has come, both of them have come up before, but one of them is Ketel Marte, who obviously started his career here, became a really good player in Arizona, and by all accounts is a guy that kind of maybe needed to get paid in order to relax, not have some of the same, it sort of helped him. Once he got paid, he sort of was able to even himself out, and he's matured quite a bit, and he's become a great player and may end up being on the block. You could play him at second base. You could play him in the outfield. There's like a lot of options for what you could do with him.
But he did have a little situation last year in Arizona.
Always seems to.
And your buddy in the mornings, right? Which one was it?
I forget.
Yeah,
Bickley, I think.
Bickley, yeah, a little issue with him just kind of leaving. And there was some stuff behind that and some real hardship and some real emotional duress that he felt that he was under. And there were some ridiculous, fans just saying totally inappropriate things about his loss and everything. But yeah, that one comes with, I think, some further conversation.
The other one is Fernando Tatis Jr.
Oh.
And I think that you're going to really like that idea, Brock. He may not get traded. Lyle's very down on the idea that he gets dealt. And look, he probably won't because most people don't get traded, right? You can talk about all these names. If there's 20 names on Bob's list, what do you think? 3 of them will get dealt? 5 of them will get... I mean, the odds are always against people getting traded, especially guys who are under enormous contracts like Tatis and with his level of superstardom. So, yeah, you're right. The odds are that this is an exercise in futility, but I think there is enough smoke there to make it worth a conversation for a couple of reasons. One, the Padres, I just don't believe, and I've said this for a few years now, and so far I haven't been right yet. But I do wonder how long the Padres can continue to run a payroll like this. I just don't see how it pencils for them.
What is it? Is it still outrageous?
I don't have it in front of me. Maybe Lyle could look it up while we're talking. But, I mean, it's been a top, 5 or 6 payroll in baseball for a place that just doesn't have that much money. There's not enough revenue stream in San Diego nor wealth in that ownership group, especially after the guy died. It's just hard for me to imagine how they're going to be able to continue to run that payroll year after year, especially when they haven't won. I mean, they've won games and they've been in the playoffs every year. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're bad.
And they bang out that stadium, and they've built up a tremendous fan base.
But they haven't been able to get over the top. They can't get over the top with the Dodgers in that division, and obviously, the Giants will be back at some point here. Arizona's been up and down. They just haven't been able to take advantage. And if you're going to keep running that kind of payroll, you got to at some point win. So I do wonder if at some point they look at it and say, you got Machado, you got Bogarts, you got him, you got all these guys who are making all this money. Maybe they need to reallocate it in some way. And who would bring back the most? I think you'd get back quite a bit on a Tatis deal. You figure out where they're at in terms of payroll?
They're 8th. They're at $223 million. That was in 2025.
Okay.
And Tatis has a bunch of years left.
Yeah, no,
right?
so here's the thing. It's not perfect. Again, nothing ever is, right? Tatis is going to play at 27 years old this next year. Will be his age 27 season. So in theory, he's in his prime. It's pretty crazy. You'd be paying for seasons 27 through 35. So it's a long time.
The guy that's been busted for performance-enhancing stuff before.
But he's come back from that and still put up great numbers. So I'm going to get to that part in a moment. Cost-wise, $21 million this year. Then it's almost 26 for 2 years, and then it goes to 37 for the rest of the contract. You're getting all of the backloaded money because the front load on that contract was not very much. Until last year, he was making no money. It was $7 million, $11 million. Now, finally, last year, 21, and that's where it'll be here for another year. But then it really skyrockets. And again, that's my concern with the Padres. And I think a few of their deals are all set up that way because they were trying to win in this window, and then they're going to have to figure out what to do with these guys on the back end of the contracts. And I don't know what they're going to do. You mentioned, Brock, the idea of the steroid thing, and he did get popped a couple of years ago, 2022. He did not play because of the PED suspension. And the year before that, he had 42 home runs, led the league. He's not done that since. And clearly there is an indication that there was, a correlation and causation there. But it's not like the power went away. 25, 21 in a short season. He only played 100 games, and then 25 again this year. So he's still 25 home run power, and he does that with a 35% plus on base percentage, an OPS over 800, OPS plus that's going to be in the 125 to 130 range. He hits. He doesn't strike out a ton, Brock. He strikes out less than, fewer strikeouts than games played. He can play right field. He can play the infield if you need him to.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I could get pretty excited about Fernando Tatis. You're not as excited.
I am not. No, a couple years ago, I think I was a lot more excited when you're talking about that, it's almost inheriting a Cano contract, right? I mean, you're going to take on so much money for his 30-something years, and that just, to me, is untenable.
But that's not for 4 or 5 years.
You say that Cano contract like it was a bad thing. That Cano contract was great.
How so?
Because you got 5 great years out of him, and then you traded him and got real prospects back.
I kind of agree with Lyle on that one. I don't really have a big
I'm not
problem
saying the
with that.
Cano deal was a bad deal. Thankfully, you were able to offload it. Thankfully, you found a bad, I mean, it was a terrible move by the Mets. They traded him back to. Like, that was a terrible move.
No, the
So
Mets
you won
ended
that
up,
one.
sort of. I mean, it wasn't a good move for them, but they had the money, and they ended up getting a really good player out of it. They got the best player in the deal when it was all said and done, who's still there performing. Nobody else in that deal is doing anything.
Who was that? Diaz?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a free agent now.
Until this minute, he's been there and really, really good. He was the best player in the deal.
Yep.
I don't know. Brock, you get him for ages 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. That's 5 years before that contract starts to look like it's too big. I would be pretty interested in it, and I think he is a heck of a player. He runs. He fits a lot of what you're trying to do athletically here in Seattle. He's got he's like a better version of Randy Arozarena.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like, isn't that who he is? A better version of Randy?
Yes.
Better fielder, better runner, more consistent hitter. He's Randy Arozarena plus.
Yeah,
and
giving up your top process, some of your time.
You might have to give stuff up for it. Of course you would. But Brock, what would you rather do? Have him at 20 to 20, eventually 35 million, but for the next few years, let's call it 20 to 27 million? Or would you rather be paying Jorge Polanco? For his ages 32 through 35 seasons.
Yeah, he just had a 6-4 season. He's an elite defender in right field, by the way.
He's a tremendous player. And I don't know if he's available. But if I'm at the GM meetings this week and I'm, the GM and or president of this baseball team, I am finding A.J. Preller, who is a deal maker and who just gave up some significant prospects for a reliever and saying, all right, let's talk. What can we do to try to make this thing work? Because we've got a lot of prospects. We've made deals together before. And Fernando Tatis would be can you imagine what he does to this lineup?
Pretty fun.
It'd be pretty fun, man. You tell me that wouldn't energize you if he showed up here tomorrow?
Oh, sure it would. Sure it would. So I'm always a dollars and cents guy.
Okay.
He's their Julio, though. That's the caveat of this. He is treated in San Diego like Julio is here.
Yeah.
That's what would make it hard.
Yeah, a Machado, a Bogarts, maybe some of their other pieces, but not my Fernando.
Oh, my God. You're not pulling this again, please. I'm done with you. We'll come right back with everything you need to know. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Ball bounces. Are you kidding me? Another touchdown! Seahawks!
Another dominant performance. Winners of 4 in a row.
The rest of the league is taking notice of these Seahawks.
Touchdown! Seahawks! And guess who? Jackson Smith and Jigba.
What we're building here, we all feel like we have something special.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
That's a testament to the detail that we put into our work.
Seattle Sports.
Well, it is kind of hard to believe, isn't it? Someone told me Thanksgiving just a couple weeks away. It's true. And Christmas right around the corner. They are almost here. And do you or someone on your wish list want the gift of fitness this year? Hey, Brock Huard here in the Top Fitness Black Friday sales event. It is on right now. You don't have to wait. It's ongoing right now where you can save up to $1,000. $1,000 on Inspired gyms, Inspired treadmills, and True treadmills. Plus, get free delivery and assembly on Precor treadmills, ellipticals, and exercise bikes, too. You can also save up to 50% on last year's display models, with Olympic weight bars starting at just $50 and home gym attachments and accessories up to 50% off starting at just $10. What a stocking stuffer. It's no secret why everyone from personal trainers to pro athletes love my friends up there at Top Fitness. You can visit them in Tukwila, Linwood, or Bellevue, or simply go to topfitness.com. Tukwila, Linwood, Bellevue, or topfitness.com. Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
The Home Comfort Alliance warehouse clearance sale ends soon. Save 25 to 75% on heat pumps, furnaces, and air conditioners. Also enjoy 18 months, 0% financing. Visit homecomfortalliance.com today.
Lowe's knows pros want more. Join My Lowe's Pro Rewards for free to get $20 off your first qualifying purchase of $100 or more just for signing up. Plus, enjoy free standard shipping and more ways to save on your next job. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer valid for new members only. Not valid with any other discount. Free standard shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/pro-loyalty for details. Subject to change.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service. 98 years providing logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linens, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. Visit suplinen.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Saluting the bravest among us across the Army, Marines, Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard. Happy Veterans Day from Seattle Sports.
Temperatures are dropping, but you don't have to settle for a chilly home this winter. Keep cozy and safe with energy-saving products during Washington Energy's home heating sale on now. Upgrading your home is as easy as $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 off. Take $1,000 off furnaces, fireplaces, and water heaters, $2,000 off high-efficiency heat pump systems, and $3,000 off whole home generators and ductless mini splits, plus free financing. Washington Energy Services, your expert resource for affordable home comfort. Call for a free estimate.
It's game time, and Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota Renton are lining up with a roster that's built to dominate the field. The gas-powered RAV4, built to power through every drive, rain or shine. Or switch up the play with the hybrid RAV4, versatile, efficient, and always moving the chains. The Tacoma, tough, dependable, and clutch when it counts. And now, taking the field, the all-new 2026 Toyota Tundra, redesigned, powerful, and built for the big moments. Whether you're in the north or the south, Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton have your winning ride. Visit ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
I was thinking about what a big game this is for the Seahawks, Brock, as they head to LA this Sunday. And I was, for some reason, reminded me, years ago, I was doing some work in Bristol, like one of the national shows. I was filling in for the week or whatever it was. And there was a huge USC game that was going to be played that week. And they kept referring to it as the collision in the Coliseum.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
The collision in the Coliseum. And then like 2 or 3 days maybe before the game, a train like crashed in L.A.,
Oh.
And they were like, well, we can't call it this anymore. And there was like a memo that went out. It was like, please stop referring to this as the collision in the Coliseum. And for whatever reason, because it like, I don't know, it's stuck in my brain ever since.
So what is this going to be in SoFi?
I don't know.
Huh? I better not say that. What is this going to be in SoFi?
We can take suggestions if anybody has them, what to call this game in SoFi. But it should be huge, man. 2 7-2 teams that might be the 2 best teams in the league. They're certainly in the conversation. Both of them are in the top 5 in terms of points scored and fewest points given up. You're talking about 2 of the premier teams in the NFL this year, and they look so similar. I think that's the part that makes it the most fun, is just how similarly they're built.
Yep, they look similar, they're built similar, they play similar, their scheme is similar. They're both using and incorporating a lot of big people on offense to help their quarterbacks be the most efficient in all of football. Matthew Stafford is now the odds-on favorite, along with Drake May, to be the MVP of this league. It's staggering. As staggering as Sam Darnold's numbers are, Matthew Stafford's are right there, if not better, especially over the last 6 games, Salk, where he's thrown 20 touchdowns and 0 interceptions.
That's pretty good. For some reason, when you said along with Drake May, my mind went to along with Drake Thomas. And I was like, I know you're excited about him, but I don't know if he's quite an MVP candidate. But okay, Drake May, that one makes a little bit more sense. Don't know yet who's going to be able to play. No Jaron Reed, no Jalen Sundell. But I would think some combination of Job, Ernest Jones, and Torrey Horton should be able to get back. Maybe all 3 of them.
Interesting with Job. Concussions are always so difficult. No, and last week, the fact that he didn't even become a limited participant over the course of the week, that's a little, it kind of makes my eyebrow pop up a little bit, that maybe that was a significant concussion. Horton was weird. That kind of flared up during the week. It forced Cooper Kupp to play. I think Ernest Jones, he was limited. He was questionable, ultimately shut down. I think you're going to have a real hard time keeping that dude back in SoFi with the team that is
I don't see him
that traded him. I don't know if I can envision something where he's not. But what's that linebacker in Fast Times at Ridgemont High? Yeah, I think he can play like that linebacker did in that game.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Yeah, kind of fun to have these baseball conversations. We still don't know yet where this offseason is going to go. The only reason I bring up Tatis is just because, just to remind us all that there are a lot of different directions the Mariners could go with this. We talk a lot about the most obvious move, which is trying to find a way to re-sign Josh Naylor. You talk about what's been right in front of you and Jorge Polanco, and you don't want to make a whole new team. I mean, you got really close with the team you got. How much do you want to change? And you do want to bring in some of your young talent. But if Naylor ends up going to New York and, Polanco, you don't want to spend a ton of money for him in his older age 32, 33, 34, 35 seasons, why not look around at some of the other big names that are out there? And maybe that does bring up Ketel Marte. Maybe it does bring up Fernando Tatis Jr. Maybe there are other guys. Maybe this is finally the year that Yandy Diaz becomes a Mariner. After all the years we've talked about it with Tampa Bay, I guess the point is that there are still a lot of options.
Yep. And I do wonder if, I think maybe organizations look at what the Mariners have done in a couple of these acquisition phase in season. And while it's been slow in the offseason in the trade market over the last couple of years, maybe this year's different. Maybe the labor dispute that's coming down the pipe, maybe that changes some of the dynamics as well. Just got to be nimble to the market, and you've got a lot of tools, man. You've got the deepest farm system. You're coming off of a ton of success. I think there is a lot of flexibility, and got to be nimble to handle the market.
All right, Rookie of the Year yesterday got announced. Nick Kurtz of the A's and Braves catcher Drake Baldwin today. Dan Wilson will find out if he is the Manager of the Year in the American League. Of course, opposite both Stephen Vogt and John Schneider. Tomorrow, Cy Youngs will be announced. And then Thursday, after all of the conversation, we will finally find out if Cal Raleigh is the MVP of the American League.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Monday Night Football game, ugly at times. I still thought it was very entertaining. Came down to the end. And both coaches just made abysmal decisions. I just was shocked shocked first that LaFleur didn't call timeout on 4th down, and then shocked when they decided to go for it on 4th down. The Eagles did a few minutes later. Both moves were confounding, quite frankly.
Yes.
And
yes.
I will say, man, for all that we talk about Mike Macdonald, I'll keep pointing this out. He's a great schemer. He seems to be doing a heck of a job as a motivator. And as good as he is in those regards, and Brock, you talked about his clarity of vision, the thing he might be best at is the in-game decision-making. He just doesn't do dumb crap during the games. His teams play clean.
Yes. And there were many big shoes to fill, Pete Carroll. I mean,
he did a lot of dumb stuff during games.
Those big Nike Monarchs, those were not easy with the bunions and everything else. Those are hard shoes to fill. But not what was not a big shoe, a very tiny shoe, Salk, was the game management. That was going to be very easy to immediately be distinctly different when you're not hormonal, when you have clarity of calls, when you have clarity of decisions, when you seem to be always a play ahead as far as the decision that is looming and is to come. And his game management, you're right, has been top notch.
He really is good at that stuff. The clock management, all of it. He's been tremendous. Kraken get back to it tonight in Columbus. Very winnable game home against Columbus. Winnable game against the last place Blue Jackets. That's everything you need to know. 1:15 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show.
Hey, you know what? We got to answer questions.
You want to do that?
I absolutely want to.
We tried to do it last week, and then we got cut off because the Seahawks made their trade.
We knew it was a trade deadline.
Yeah, we breaking news.
I know we knew, but it was still kind of a bummer.
It was a possibility.
I did kind of want to not talk about the trade and just instead keep answering questions.
Sure,
things like that have happened.
I don't know. We were pretty excited about Rashid Shaheed.
You were. I wanted to keep answering questions. I didn't know anything about Rashid Shaheed. Like whatever. All right. If you would like to ask a question, any question on any subject, 866. 979-3776, the phone number, 866-979-3776. Any question on any subject. What is the thing we always say works best? There's always a lot of relationships. Relationships are good, and etiquette. Etiquette always seems to bring out good stuff.
Food's good. Parenting's good. Yeah. You've given me a couple good sound bites today. You've been a good friend. You filled my tank.
Yeah.
This is not an area of necessarily great depth for you. But this is an area when I've asked you questions about it, you've had really good reasoning and logic.
Well,
so I want to tee you up with about 90 seconds of sound, and then we're going to walk it, talk it, walk it. We're going to talk it out because I really do kind of want your insights into this. All right.
Well, that is coming up, and then we will answer questions. 866-979-3776. Prepare yourself on Brock and Salk.
Ball bounces. Are you kidding me? Another touchdown! Seahawks!
Another dominant performance. Winners of 4 in a row.
The rest of the league is taking notice of these Seahawks.
Touchdown! Seahawks! And guess who? Jackson, Smith, and Jigba.
What we're building here, we all feel like we have something special.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
That's a testament to the detail that we put into our work.
Seattle Sports.
All right, guys, we know it's getting colder. Today's going to be like the one not horrible day, and then it's just going to be awful. The daylight is going away. It's dark when you get to work, dark when you get home. Those real external factors, they do impact your mindset. They do impact your health. They can impact your weight, but not if you don't let them. Get help with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. They want to help, and they certainly helped me lose 35 pounds in about 8 weeks. That could be you by essentially New Year's. You could be half of you by Thanksgiving. Use that as a little celebration and then finish up the year even stronger. What can you look forward to? Essentially watching the pounds melt off as you eat real food that tastes good that you buy at the grocery store. Nothing fake about it. And no expensive or risky injections either with uncomfortable side effects. You can keep this off long term. Biggest sale of the year going on right now. $300 off normal pricing through December 31st. Go to eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
With football season comes colder weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here with Keith Dashafi from locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. So Keith, what's your next big play?
Well, Steve, right now get 40% off qualifying installs or no payments and no interest for 12 months on approved credit.
Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
A 15-year-old girl who chewed through a rope to escape a serial killer.
I used my front teeth to saw on the rope in my mouth.
The killer prowled the Pacific Northwest in the early 70s. He's been convicted of murdering 2 young women, but suspected of many more.
Maybe there's another one in that area.
Follow and binge all episodes of Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, available now wherever you listen.
Saluting the bravest among us, the men and women who have served our country's armed forces. Happy Veterans Day from Seattle Sports.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Parango and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all 3 like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, some good stuff coming in, Brock, for Answer the Question Jerk. Plus, I got a couple good ones left over from last week that we weren't able to get to. But if you want to jump in here, 866-979-3776, the text number, and we'll answer questions coming up in about 15 minutes. All right, so you've got something you want me to hear, huh?
I do, because, I think the audience knows after all these years that, there's only so much time in the day.
Yes.
I mean, you're such a passionate guy. Even the start of the show today, just so passionate. When the Seahawks get screwed out of having the top crew doing the game, it really bothers you still, and I love that.
Yeah.
But because you burn so hot at the Kraken Ice Complex, you burn so hot on Sundays watching everything in the NFL, you burn so hot with managerial decisions and the lack thereof in baseball and all that spurs you, that college football doesn't always get a lot of your heart. Is that fair to characterize?
Yeah, and
it
just is not part of my life. It was never really part of my lifestyle growing up. Not that I'd never watched. I mean, I'd watch, and BC would have its little moments where it got good, and kind of half-heartedly would root for Michigan, and I'd watch big games. I mean, I'm not like but it just is not it's just not meaningful to me the way it is to a lot.
It's not in your DNA. It's just not in your mitochondria, like it is for some. But yet you've been very insightful when it comes to Steve Sarkisian through the years, and Nick Holt, ultimately into Chris Peterson, that we really enjoyed having on a bunch, and Jedd Fisch when we've had him on. I think every time it's like, oh, kind of like that guy.
Yeah.
Smart guy.
Jedd. Yeah.
Smart guy.
Seems like a smart guy.
So there's a lot of smoke going around, right? A lot of smoke about Jedd, all of these coaching jobs, all of these vacancies. It's going to be just a crazy carousel. And everybody looks at Jedd's resume, and everybody looks at the transient, nomadic nature of his life in football, from the NFL to college, and college to the NFL, and this job and that job. And he's done nothing but moved around. The AD that hired him at Washington, off of a 45-minute phone call, by the way, and that is a fact. Off of a 45-minute phone call.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
They gave him a $40-something million contract at that time. No contact, 45-minute phone call made that decision to Troy Dannon. So Pat Chun didn't hire him, right? So everybody's putting all the pieces of the puzzle together, and like, well, he's out. I mean, he's going to go to Florida, right? I mean, he's going to go to UCLA, places he's been, schools he went to. Like, he's out. So I want you to listen to these 90 seconds and just put your thinking cap on.
All right.
Because this has gotten a ton of traction in the social realms and everything else. Here was Jedd Fisch really giving, I mean, he asserted this. Wasn't even hardly asked a question, and he went 90 seconds on this. I want your takeaway.
I think, unfortunately, what happens is they just want to tie coaches to lists, and then we have to sit there and defend it rather than just be able to just tell our fans, like, our players, our coaching staff, myself, my family, we love coaching at the University of Washington. And the ridiculousness of people that want to claim that because my wife and daughters are living in Arizona, because I have a 16-year-old who's been at 5 different schools in the last 8 years to finish her high school, has anything to do with my decision, or the ridiculousness of just putting my name on a list just to do it. Only that does affect recruiting. It affects our team. It affects our staff. And my hope is that our players, our coaches, our families understand how much we love it at Washington.
Pretty good job, right? From a, hey man, I'm gonna knock these things out. I'm not gonna fake the funk. I'm not gonna hide.
Right.
Oh, the story's out there. Well, let me just tell you why my wife and 2 daughters moved back to Tucson.
Right.
Right. And I don't know, play the sympathy card, but play the reality card that, hey man, we've moved everywhere, and it wasn't a fit here. Bellevue High School just didn't work as well for her as it did at her old school with her friends, that she really, over 3 years in Tucson, actually developed relationships, and she wants to finish school there. Like, it was a pretty, I thought, like I don't want to speak for it. I want you to react to it.
You ever read Hamlet?
Hamlet?
Yeah. You a Hamlet guy?
I think Miss Schneider had me read that. I was in advanced English in 7th grade. So
perhaps you remember the line, "The lady doth protest too much, methinks." Perhaps that one comes on. I don't know what's going on, man.
Lyle, you a fan of Hamlet?
Lyle's a big Hamlet guy. He knows the lady doth protest too much, methinks.
Did you ever, if I would think of one thing that would create the greatest disdain for Lyle Goldstein's academic pursuits, it would be Shakespeare.
100%. There's no way you got through any Shakespeare without hating every second of it.
I didn't get through anything without absolutely hating it.
But Shakespeare's got to be high on that list.
Probably didn't read it.
The Old English, all of it, like that had to drive you insane.
Yeah, I don't think I read it.
You didn't read any, so you've never read any Shakespeare?
I probably read it on SparkNotes.
You're the best, man. Don't change. All right.
Please.
Well, if you were reading it on SparkNotes, which I think are like Cliff's Notes, you would know that the phrase is used to suggest that someone who vehemently denies something maybe is trying to hide the truth by going over the top to deny it. I don't know whether this is not a comment for me, Brock, about Jedd Fisch. It's just a comment about the world. He's probably lying. And it has nothing to do with him. It's not that he's probably a liar. He has been put into a position where the world of college football coaches is that most of what comes out of their mouth is a lie. Certainly everything they're saying publicly. And most of what they say to kids.
I think that's a bit much.
No, it's a lie. It's just a lie. Like, oh, no, I'm going to be here. No, you're not. Maybe you'll be here. Maybe you won't. There's no truth to that at all. Oh, I'm going to be here. Okay, maybe. So, yeah, I'm sure that there's some nuggets of truth in there.
In that moment, I don't think they're lying. In that moment, I want to be here. Now, do I know a month from now that moment could change and the market changes?
I think often they're lying about that.
I think they're spinning constantly.
I think what they're saying
lying feels like I blatantly know something and I'm going to totally deceive and lie.
Well,
I think they have to constantly.
I think what they know is that they could constantly be offered something better. And often they're soliciting something better. Or they're conveniently hiding behind their agent who's doing that work for them so that they can say they're not lying. Oh, I didn't even know. I'm not out soliciting another job. I'm spending all of my day concentrating on X, Y, and Z.
Russell Wilson was like, when that list of other teams I might go to got put out, I was on vacation.
Right. I couldn't have possibly had my agent do that. I never talked to my agent before. Who? Who's my agent? I don't even know. I don't even know what I have an agent? Who's taking the 10% out of my... Brock, I'm sorry. I think these guys are all essentially lying because it's the business that has been set up for them. There's so much money for them to be made. You can get hired, as you just said, on a 45-minute phone call for tens of millions of dollars. If that can happen here, what happens next? Yeah. And I'm sure he likes it here. I'm sure he's having a good time. I don't think he's wrong about that. I'm sure there are legitimate family reasons for his wife to move to Arizona. But it's not like I hear that information and are like, okay, he's here for good. Okay. You know what? Let's back off, everybody. This guy wants to be here. Clearly, he loves it here. Why would he go anywhere else? Like, come on. Like, I essentially, if we were still doing good news, bad news, no news, that quote would be no news. That's what he has to say. Good for him. Hopefully he killed the rumor for a few days. It'll pop back up tomorrow when something else links him to another job. And can he capably and credibly say, oh, I didn't put myself on that list? Sure. But did his agent?
I mean, I think he is really good at navigating this, right? I think if there's other coaches that put their foot in their mouth or just deny or don't even go down that road, I think this was a pretty good lesson in, hey, let me kind of try to get ahead of some of these, or let me address some of these things that you may not think I'm going to address. And let me also tell you, as he did further in that conversation of, hey man, I have been on the front tip of the spear of changing all the things here, of investing in these, in this space, of taking money that maybe was uncomfortable to some. And we're going to remake this team room and we're going to remake this players lounge.
But then what happens when somebody says, hey, I'm going to offer you more money to do an easier job?
Yeah,
oh, okay. Well, I'll just do that. Now, the other possibility, and this was...
I don't know if there's a quote-unquote easier job. Like
a job where you don't have to rebuild the whole thing, like where they already have all the money. Hey, no, we already have all that. You don't need to do any of that. We've got it. We're good to go. We've got a whole program. We've got the donor base ready. We've got this thing ready. We've got that ready to go. You just walk right in and, oh, by the way, we're going to give you a $10 million raise. Okay.
Sure. And then what comes with that at Florida or Auburn or any of these other schools?
But you got the money. But the money's all guaranteed. So, okay, it didn't work. Next. Somebody else will hire me another time down the road. So there's no shortage of jobs. As you've said before, there aren't enough guys to do all the jobs. There's plenty of jobs available. There's so much money in the system. I'm sorry, I just don't believe it. And then there's other ways you could go negative on this. Somebody else saying, yeah, of course, he says this after the loss to Wisconsin when no one wants him anymore. That's a possibility as well. Maybe he had been in conversations with X, Y, or Z, or his agent was, and then he loses, and they're like, ugh, I don't know. Your teams have a habit of doing that. Maybe this isn't the right fit, and now you got to back off of it and say, no. My wife just went down there for the kids. Not a big deal. She loves it here. I love it here. Everything's great. And none of this is about Jedd Fisch. If Jedd Fisch was
it's a system.
Any other human being, I would say exactly the same thing. I don't think he is particularly sneaky or, snake oil sales. I don't think any of that. He seems like a good dude and a smart guy. I like Jedd Fisch. I'd love to have him back on. I'd have him on tomorrow. I think he's great. But I don't believe a word he says.
Yeah.
Nor do I believe a word anyone else says. It's just a bad system, man.
Yep.
Yeah. And a lot of people are weighing in, Brock, saying that you tend to be gullible.
I tend to be gullible?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I could be. I certainly was 15 years ago. Very, very
You're a lot
gullible.
less gullible than you used to be.
I'm a lot less gullible.
But you are. But this, unfortunately, you want a little therapy session? Can we go therapy session for a moment?
Sure.
Here's the problem, bro. Sit on my couch. This brings together two innate challenges that you have. One, you are a little by nature trusting and gullible. You've gotten much better about it, and I appreciate that about you. But you are, and just in your nature, you tend to believe people. You see the good in people.
Yeah.
Secondly, you really, really love Washington a lot. I mean, you love the Huskies, and that's a great thing about you. You went there, it's your alma mater. You always wanted to go there. You want and believe the best for the Huskies, and you're always willing to see it that way because I think that's sort of what college football fans do. Much more so than baseball fans or football fans, NFL fans. You look for the best because perception is reality.
There's a personal connection.
Of course, tons of personal connection. So do you want to believe that Jedd Fisch wants to stay at Washington forever? That he just loves it so much? Because how could he not? That once he has the opportunity to put on that purple and gold, why would he ever go anywhere else? Of course you want to believe that, and I don't blame you for a second for it. I'd want to believe it too. I just don't think it's true.
Yeah. Nope, I think all that's very fair. And I don't know if it's necessarily I want Jedd Fisch to believe that. I want this job to stand on its own 2 feet as being a top 10 to 15 job in America, which I do believe that it is. I think
for the
when
right
you take
person.
a team
for the right
to the national semifinal and to the national final, and you do both those things over the last decade.
But it's got to be for the right person, Brock. I mean, the reality is Chris Peterson was the right type of person for this job. He was happy being in the Northwest. It was a good fit for him. He didn't want more, and if the rules and everything else hadn't changed, he might still be here coaching the team.
Yeah.
The next guy who came here got to the finals and left because there were better jobs.
Because $90 million.
Okay, but that's because there's better jobs. But there's better jobs. Alabama's one of them, and he took arguably the best job in the nation. Like they're just, it's got to be the right person. Steve Sarkisian was not the right person. Somebody who was coming up here and has never had any experience. I remember talking about this with Pridemore, our old boss, and we talk about hiring people, and he'd be like, look, you can hire somebody from outside Seattle, and if it works out, it'll work out forever. But there's a better than even chance that person just doesn't like it here. Not everyone likes it here. And I think Jedd Fisch may fall into that category.
What could you not like about the 1.5 inches of rain that fell last Wednesday?
Get me started.
And what could you not like about the 4 o'clock darkness? What's there not to like? Some of those challenges. Yeah, like November through May, that can be a little gray, it can be a little cloudy, it can be a little bit difficult. No, I think that's well said.
And it's not just that; it's the proximity. Cowherd mentioned it earlier when he was talking about what was he mentioning it with?
L.A. How far L.A. is from everywhere.
Oh yeah, L.A. is far away from everything. Move to freaking Seattle again, Colin. You want to talk about far away? You want to get anywhere? It takes freaking forever.
Seattle, Salk, he's a Chehalis guy.
I know. Yeah, he's a Chehalis guy, a Gray Harbor guy, a Vegas guy, Portland guy, East Coast guy, now Chicago guy, Vegas guy. I mean, go through it all.
Yeah.
Bristol
Finding
guy.
the Chris Petersons and the Don James, that's the tie. That's what makes it all so hard, is that those are so hard to ever find again. And in these
certainly they're harder to find in a 45-minute phone call.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you're truly looking for the guy that's going to stick around forever and be the perfect fit at Washington, maybe more than 45 minutes on a Zoom call is the best way to get that done. That's just me.
This is Brock and Salk's Answer the Question, Jerk.
Keep asking questions. Come on, I'll answer them. Come on, I'm here. I'm going to answer your questions, dang it.
Answer my question! The question, jerk! Well, don't just stand there. Answer the question, jerk!
253 says, could someone tell Salk to just shut up? I've never listened to anyone so more negative in my life. I don't understand why he's got to drive this point into the ground. Just move on. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I hurt you with feelings? Oh, you wanted to hear to Washington's the best thing ever. Oh, you hurt you with feelings. Oh, come on. Oh, my little feelings are hurt. I didn't hear what I wanted to hear.
Last night, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I got to bed early.
After all your travels to the Tri-Cities.
I got to bed early.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah. All right, you want some questions?
Yeah, I'd love one.
All right, let's see. I miss Phil Simms. Why hasn't he been on recently?
Yes.
Same.
Great question.
We think he's changed his number.
Pretty confident of that. Kind of like Cooper Kupp had changed his number.
I don't know that we have another way to get Phil Simms' number.
You want me to, you know what? He'd be a good one. Joe Klatt's got stinking meetings tomorrow. I think I've got an in on Howie Long's son, Chris, that's been the biggest Seahawk.
I know.
Beat the drum guy for the last year and a half. So I'm confident we'll get him this week. Let me do a little more legwork on Phil. I think I got ways to track down Phil.
All right, I'd love to talk. I mean, you know how much I love Phil. We just mentioned Lionel Manuel last week. We could always talk to Phil.
And they were wearing their throwbacks on
my
Sunday.
God, how good do those look? The last 2 weeks they've worn them. They wore them in white and in blue. Dude, they look so good. The Giants should go back to those uniforms full time. The red is so awful. Just awful. What is the best time slot, in your opinion, for Seattle Sports Radio? Do you like the one you have, or would you want Bump and Stacy's or Wyman and Bob's time slot? Well, what do you mean, for lifestyle or for the show? For radio, I would never, this is, for me, what I would want to do. Morning drive.
Yeah.
And not that it's a more prestigious thing than afternoons or even middays at this point, but more, I like being first.
Starts the engine.
Yeah. I like going first. Personally.
Titus? We got this truck now. This is going to be, he just turned 16. He's going to drive next month. Are you an automatic starter off your phone? Do you like that technology?
Off the phone? I like it better off the key.
On the key?
Yeah.
I do too. Yeah.
Phone's okay because you could do it from upstairs if you need to.
A little concerned about that.
Yeah.
I don't know, Titus. Because he could start the truck in the garage by hitting something at 10 o'clock at night.
No.
All right.
This is different. Plus, it turns off after 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's got a shut off on it. It won't go on forever.
Yeah, morning drive's the best.
It is. But the best time slot we've ever had in terms of lifestyle was 9 to noon.
Oh, yeah.
That was unbelievable. 9 to noon is the greatest time slot in the world. You come in early, but not that early. You're done at noon. Are you kidding me? Oh, that was the best time slot ever.
I worked that time slot with Clayton. The only problem with that one is the traffic's way worse.
Yeah.
Worth it. But Salk doesn't believe in traffic.
Yeah, it's not a real thing, Maura.
It took me an hour to get here.
It's not a real thing. It's not a real thing. If it doesn't affect him, it's not a real thing.
I know. I've learned that.
Yes.
Speaking of that, Mike Salk may indeed be a personally great person, but he doesn't come across that way in the radio. I love Brock's positive attitude. Have a great day.
You may be personally a personal good person.
It's weird that people who can't write or spell don't like me. Is there a more surefire way to get your text read on the air than starting it with saying Mike was right about something? Right. Yes, although I would say saying Salk is an idiot gets you on just as quickly. Equal opportunity on that one.
What have you been right about, Salk? Let's see how good your memory is.
As long as it's about me, you'll probably get it on there.
Salk, what have you been so right about and acclaimed for here in the last 2 weeks? See how good your memory is.
All right, there were 3 things, right?
Yes.
Facebook used to be good, now it's bad.
Nice.
That was the big one. More is a Saluki.
Saluki, yep.
And something else.
Come on.
It was a passionate take, too. It's one that I've given over the years.
Come on, Salk. Come on, go 3 for 3.
This
is like your cognitive concussion test. Is he going to play this week or not?
This is the baseline, though.
Here's the baseline. Give me the alphabet forward and backward. There's your baseline, and now I need you to give it to me. Come on. You got 2. The third one was so good.
I know. It's a take I've given forever, too. What was it?
You want a hint?
Yeah.
It's an animal take. It was an animal take.
Oh, the eels.
Yes.
Disgusting. Absolutely revolting. Nasty ass, disgusting, horrendous creatures that should burn in hell. Every one of them.
You can't say that 3
I just did. Disgusting. Revolting animals. Ugh.
I agree, but unagi's pretty tasty.
Won't eat it. Don't believe it should exist. I'm worried the eels will come back to get me. Very frightening. Jerks, is it okay to nap in the middle or aisle seat if you don't know the other people in your row?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Good question.
Of course.
Well, it depends. If you're a little person like Salk, no problem. You're not leaning into them. You're not in their space. If you're a big person that's kind of taking space, and maybe you nod into them and you fall into them.
Well, that's a different thing. I mean, if you're asking me, is it okay to, climb all over your seatmate? No. Is it okay to take a nap? Of course it is.
Remember that time I went on vacation? I told you guys I came back. This lady was sitting in another row. Halfway through the flight, I had empty seats next to me. She came to my row and then laid down pretty much with her head in my lap.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And then she couldn't sit still. She was stretching and sitting with her face in the chair, her knees on the seat. It was a very
That's totally different.
Experience.
Is it okay to fall asleep? And look, if you're in the middle seat, you can do pretty much whatever you want.
If that middle seat person falls asleep and starts snoring open mouth, do you have the right to elbow
you can give them a little, hey,
nudge, right?
yeah, of course.
Yeah,
and if somebody did that to me, I wouldn't mind. But I'm falling asleep, man.
You know, I was thinking about this eel thing now. You got me thinking. The next time we golf, I'm going to pull that snake.
Do not do that. I swear to God, I will hit you with a freaking golf club. Do not do that to me.
Snakes, no.
I am not joking.
Don't touch me.
I am not joking. Do not do that to me.
You'd throw the club at me, wouldn't you?
Oh, throw it at you? I swear to God, I will take my driver to your head. And if it's like all my other shots with the driver, it'll probably hit off the heel. Yeah, don't do that to me. It would not be funny. At least I wouldn't find it funny.
Are there snakes on the course ready to
I've seen
grab?
snakes every once in a while. No, there's this prank where you do a plastic
fake
snake
one,
on
okay.
somebody.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah, I
there are
would freak out
often
too.
snakes on courses, and I have no interest.
You attach it to the shoe or the back of their
The
pants
person
or
keeps looking
whatever.
around, keeps following them. It's funny to have somebody else. You do that to me.
And they're running and they're falling.
Oh, my
over
God.
the-
I'm with you on that one, Salk.
Do not do that to me.
Hate snakes.
Do not do that to me. Don't. Oh, man.
Thanks.
Jerks, as somebody who was recently laid off from Amazon, what are some things I can do around the house to keep my wife happy? It actually says the wife happy. I would start by saying my wife instead of the wife. That would be my first piece of advice. I wouldn't say the wife ever.
Right. Why not? The Ohio State.
Yeah, I think it's
You're
insulting.
holding that kind of esteem.
I think it's insulting.
The wife.
No.
Like I got the wife.
I think it's insulting.
I'm cutting it down with that. You do whatever's asked, and then a little bit more.
I don't think you want to be asked. That's the whole thing.
Yep.
Don't make her ask. You know what you could do? Find a new job. Bet you'd like that. Just a guess.
Oh. Make dinner.
Yeah. Or find a job. Like spend the day finding a job. just a thought.
Maybe he's already looking and he's just trying to see what else.
Maybe he's got a 12-month severance, Salk. Suck it.
He or she.
That's right.
The wife. I'd work on finding another job. Just me. See if you can find a job.
I like when you get good amount of sleep. You are
Jerk Salk, if you had to spend a whole day with Brock while he was sick, what would you make him for all 3 meals?
Oh,
Hey, go matzo ball soup, man. Bring my mom in for some help.
good.
But you can
That's good.
for all 3
Little
meals.
toast.
Yeah.
little toast, a little soup, a little chicken noodle soup.
Bagel and eggs or something.
Sweet.
Yeah. Put your little kepi on my forehead, on my shoulder or something.
DJ is playing Augusta right now.
We gotta go. Bump and Stacy are coming in next. I don't even know what we're doing tomorrow. We have so many, everything's up in the air. It's like the biggest week ever, and everybody's canceling on us. Oh my God, ridiculous.
DJ's gonna come on Thursday though.
He's coming on Thursday.
Klatt's dead to us, I think. This is it. No more Joel Klatt. That whole thing is over. All right, Bump and Stacy up next.
The
We gotta
Mike
go.
Salk.
We'll
Yes,
see
he
you
is.
guys
The
tomorrow
Mike
morning at
Salk.
6 a.m. And until then, the hay is thankfully
in the barn.
See you.
The barn.
Get to the chopper!
The one and only Mark Schlereth. Every Monday at 4 during the NFL season with Wyman and Bob.
How we doing, guys?
We're good, man. We should be, right?
If you look at how Mike Macdonald has done there and what he has brought to the table, and then you look at John Schneider, you're talking about potential Coach of the Year candidate and potential GM of the Year or Executive of the Year candidate with where they sit right now.
On Seattle Sports, on YouTube, and the Seattle Sports app.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service will help your company with logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linen, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do. Visit suplinen.com.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
I had a young woman who was on a new SUV, and
She had attachments to her old car because it was her first car, and she had questions because she was doubling her spending budget, and she was very fiscally responsible. It was almost making her sick. And the best path at that point was to, let's stop for the night, and you go home and take a breath. She came back in the morning and bought the car. She was way happier. These are major life accomplishments. You have the ability to afford at this tier. You've secured one of the major needs in your life. You should be feeling a tremendous amount of pride and respect for your accomplishments. I'm just grateful that we get to celebrate it with them, that we get to be part of it in that aspect of it.
The LJ way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
I had pain, I had numbness in my feet. That pain and that numbness just got worse and worse and worse as time went on.
This is Greg describing life with neuropathy.
I went to 5 podiatrists, tried different treatments, tried different orthotics, tried different shoes, had cortisone shots in the tops and the bottoms of my feet. Saw a neurologist. All my medical doctors said, can't help you. Live with the pain. You're not going to be able to sleep. This is your life. And then I just gave up until I found Sound Pain Solutions.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, drug, and pain-free procedures that help neuropathy sufferers like Greg find relief.
I feel better. I mean, just feeling better is huge.
If you experience numbness, shooting or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025, or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Ooh, that face. Quantum fiber internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Hey, Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of the video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum fiber internet blowing the soxies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it.